What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 637. Episode number 637 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire and spread it all over the goddamn internets and throughout the world and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't know for how long, though. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas, United States time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And make sure to spread this link around like wildfire. Type this in your browser right now. Add this to your bookmarks. Add this to your favorites. Ghost.report. All right, everybody? Ghost.report is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. All right, I want everybody to spread that around like wildfire, especially today, okay? Now, I don't want to plug Gab and my Gab account. If you want to follow me on there, fine. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And the reason that I don't really care about Gab at this point is because, well, listen to the previous episode and you'll understand what I'm talking about, all right? I would like everybody right now to forward this show to anybody who happens to be a Democrat who voted in yesterday's elections, a Republican, anybody, because we're going to have a major discussion on what yesterday's midterm elections means for America. And I think it's very important to understand what happened yesterday and the implications of the political future of this country. Now, I want to get you go ahead and spread this show link around like wildfire, but I want to be completely honest with you folks, okay? I mean, yesterday shows that those that thought that they were so serious about politics, those of us that were, or at least those of them, I should say, that were a part of the Make America Great Again campaign of 2016, were not necessarily there this time around. And I think that it's a shame what happened today. If you are living under a rock and don't know, the Republicans have lost the House of Representatives. They did gain some Senate seats in the Senate. But, folks, what does this mean? What does this mean, and what is the implications of the future of our country? Well, first and foremost, folks, I gabbed this earlier today, and I genuinely mean it. And that's why I'm trying to tell everybody right now to forward this show to anybody who's a goddamn liberal piece of trash, who thinks that they accomplished something yesterday, who wants socialism, Bernie bros, muff divers, I don't give a shit who it is, anybody on the left, forward this link right now because they need to hear what I'm about to say in their stupid, dumb, glory hole serving faces, all right? And I'd like to also have each and every one of you forward this show to anybody who happens to be a Republican, anybody who thinks that they're serious on the right-wing political spectrum, forward this show to them. Because I want them to know why we're in the position that we're in and why we lost the House yesterday. All right? Go ahead and do it. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this broadcast any longer, because it seems to me the 10 years I've been doing this broadcast, the 10 goddamn years was for naught. I told you all in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, I told you that this was coming. I told you that single-parent families, specifically single mothers, were going to produce the type of riff-raff demographics that we currently have in this today's America. And why do I say such a thing? Take a look at the weirdos that were elected in some of these goddamn House seats, all right? Take a look at the weirdos, the freak shows, the un-Americanism. take a look at just all the garbage that was elected in the House of Representatives. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm speaking of at this point in time. Folks, I gabbed it today, and I'm going to repeat it. The Republicans lost the House of Representatives because of products of single mothers, feminists, faggots, dykes, gender benders, and weak men. They are now become the majority of the day, and that's why we lost the House of Representatives. Because we have produced in this country so many of these kinds of fucking people. You know what I'm talking about. Products of single mothers, feminists, faggots, dykes, gender benders, and weak men. This is why we lost the House of Representatives. I mean, how else can you explain it? This is the new demographic. This is the new majority, or at least emerging majority of America today. Where did America go wrong? I mean, if you take a look at the map of the United States of America, you will see that there is a sea of red all over America, but you will see blue spots. Where? In the cities. In the condensedly metropolis cities. And guess what, folks? The Republicans also lost the so-called suburbs. The suburbs. You know, I mean, these people that are too pompous to live in the inner city, but still think they're liberal enough to have a couple of minority friends, all right? I mean, give me a break. And I think people need to be concerned about this, because this doesn't just spell disaster for last night, the Republicans losing the House of Representatives. I think this spells disaster for the future of America, because we're just seeing the first wave of these goddamn ridiculous products of single mothers, faggots, feminists, dykes, gender benders, and weak men. This is just the first wave of them, man. This is just the first wave of them. That's why they were able to elect lunatics into the goddamn House of Representatives, for Christ's sake. I mean, did y'all hear we elected Muslim women who are going to wear hijabs in the goddamn House of Representatives, huh? Isn't that cultural enrichment, huh? How culturally enriched are we? America elected some kind of a bull dyke Native American from some Indian reservation or some shit. I mean, those faggots in fucking Colorado, did you hear their governor is a goddamn open homosexual? Huh? I mean, glory holes in bathrooms in Colorado coming soon. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, folks. This is the demographic that we have here in this country. We are losing the moral fiber of this country. And look, I've got people that are criticizing and being critical of that particular Gab post, in which I suggested that the Republicans lost the House because of products of single mothers, feminist, faggots, dykes, gender benders, and weak men. They're saying, Ghost, what about all the minorities that went out, and how come all the minorities get a pass? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You think minorities did this? If minorities did this, folks, we would see more black, Mexican, and Asian people in the goddamn House. We're not seeing them. You know how we're seeing an explosion of Muslims in the goddamn Congress. Did you notice that? An explosion of Muslims. An explosion of women. Did you hear, folks? 100 women were elected to Congress last night. Do you understand me? 100 women were elected to Congress last night. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a sexist, because I don't give a shit if you think I'm a sexist or not. I really don't care. I still have the freedom of speech in this country before these goddamn socialists take that away from me. But I'm telling you this right now. How long are we going to give women the benefit of the doubt? How long are we going to give women mulligans when it comes to their track record of leadership? I mean, folks, Europe had nothing but women leaders, and take a look at what happened to Europe. Take a look at what happened to Europe, for Christ's sake. Europe is no longer European. It is now filled with Muslims under the disguise of refugees. And you see, you dumbasses in America don't understand that the blueprint to take down this country has already been played out in Europe. It's already been played out in Europe, for Christ's sake. And you see, just by yesterday and the type of people that were elected to the House of Representatives shows how weak America truly is. And we are weak, folks. We're like Europe prior to the migrant crisis. What have I always told you about Europe prior to the migrant crisis? All the Americans would go backpacking in Europe. They would all say, I was just in Europe, and everything was just so great. Everything's just so bourgeois over there, dude. I mean, people are just working like 5-6 hours a day, dude, and they're having 3-hour lunches, and they get to drink wine during their lunchtime, dude, and, like, everything's just laid back. You know, you get to retire at 40. The government pays for you, dude. I mean, there's just nothing but partying and fucking and drug taking. And I mean, that's all Europe was. That's why every goddamn person from about 1980 to about 2011, 2012, that's why every person in America that went backpacking in Europe loved it, because they were like, oh my God, I love this compared to the fast-paced lifestyle of America, where I actually have to earn my living, where I actually have to work for what I want. I want to be like this. I want to be just like Europe. Well, guess what? The socialism that Europe implemented that made them the socialist bourgeois Europe is what made them the docile people that they are today, allowing the Yehudis to come into their country and completely rearrange their culture, rearrange their racial divide, rearrange their politics. I mean, good God. I mean, good God, for Christ's sake, man. Wake the hell up. And you see, the Democrats, what are they? Open borders, dude. We got to bring in the illegal immigrants so that they can have the jobs that Americans don't want. What a joke! I mean, let me tell you another contributing factor to this House loss that we had yesterday, okay? I know that you guys want to blame the minorities. I'm talking to you white nationalists and you white supremacists out here. But let's take a look at the numbers. How many black people are there in this country? How many black people? In percentage, maybe 11%? I think I may be a little overestimating, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's be liberal about it. Let's just say 11%. I'm out here in San Antonio, Texas. Texas, folks, you got a lot of Mexicans walking around out here in Texas. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think Texas may have more Mexican or Latin people in this state than they do white people. And guess what? Texas was the only state that stood conservative amongst this sea of ridiculousness that we saw in yesterday's midterm elections. Remember, let me tell you, this goes to you white supremacists and white nationalists, okay? If it was minorities that caused the loss of the House, how come they didn't elect Beto O'Rourke, huh? How come all the Mexicans that are supposed to be down with La Raza and that are supposed to be so leftist, how come they didn't vote for Beto O'Rourke and Beto O'Rourke winning the Senate seat against Ted Cruz? Because I'm telling you, you dumbasses that are trying to play the same type of racial politics as the left, it has nothing to do with the minority Americans in this fucking country. It has everything to do with the new demographics that have been made through the culture wars, through the influence of Hollywood, through the influence of movies, through the influence of MTV, etc. I mean, what is it going to take for you to understand? There's a reason why there were so many weirdos that were elected into the House of Representatives. I just told you, you have two Muslim women that are wearing hijabs that are now in the House of Representatives. You've got a Native American, an Indian, a Native American Indian who is a bull dyke that is now part of the House of Representatives. You have an openly gay governor in Colorado, which doesn't surprise me. There are a bunch of faggots out there anyway. But, I mean, do you understand the demographic change, the shift that we are seeing here? What's scary about this, folks, is that this is the first wave of everything that I described in the Gab previous earlier today, that this is the product of single mothers and their fucking offspring, feminists, faggots, dykes, gender benders, and weak men. I mean, where are all the men gone? Where are all the real men out here anymore? There are none, folks. That's why I keep harping on the fucking millennial generation. I mean, you want to know what the quintessential millennial generation is? That stupid Skankosaurus out of New York that was an open socialist that's, what, she 29 years old? Ocasio-Cortez. You know, she won yesterday. You know that, huh? Oh, she won. This is your quintessential millennial, folks. Millennials don't know shit from Shinola, but they think that they can run the world. You know that? Haven't you noticed that? Every time we ever heard Ocasio-Cortez, this broad was doing nothing but putting together word salad. I mean, that's all she was doing. She was putting together word salads that meant no sense, that had no political, economic, or social being whatsoever, and yet she still got elected. She still got elected. I mean, that's the millennial generation. And those on the right that are so-called millennials, where the hell were you fucks? Where the hell were you people? And the reason I say this, folks, is because as ridiculous and as ignorant and as stupid as the left is, they had people on the left side crazy enough to actually run for office. And guess what? Because they were crazy enough to run for office, they had fucking stupid idiots in the electorate dumb enough to vote them in. If we take a look at the right side, who are some of the young people that actually won on the right wing? Most of the right wing that won yesterday's midterms were all a bunch of old guys and a bunch of old women. I'm not joking. Take a look for yourself. One of the breaths of fresh air that I saw yesterday was Jeff Hawley, who beat McCaskill for the Senate seat in Missouri. I believe Jeff Hawley is 38 years old, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is still Generation X. So it's not millennials. The millennials that won yesterday were on the kooky side, on the left side. Hence, Ocasio-Cortez and these Muslim women that are wearing hijabs. I mean, this is what we are going to have to accept. This is the new demographic boom that we have in this country, folks. We should be really concerned for America at this point in time. We should be concerned at the weirdos that were elected into the House of Representatives, man. This is not America. How are Muslim women wearing hijabs in the damn Congress, in the House of Representatives? How is that American? How is that American? How is it American? I'm asking. Is this the new America? Oh, God, folks. And let's go back to the millennials, okay? Why don't we have anybody on the right-wing side of the political spectrum running for anything? Because the majority of millennials and younger are still living with mommy and daddy. Oh, they're still living with mommy and daddy. And not all of them are bums. Some of them still have jobs and they're making money. I'm not trying to negate the fact that some millennials aren't working, but they're still living with mommy and daddy. And I'm telling you, there's a problem with that. There's a problem with that because men are becoming weak nothings because mommy and daddy are there to give them a fucking couch to lay on or there to preserve their room when they were 8-year-old little boys so that they can have their little video games and have their fucking cartoons, etc. All right? I mean, I'm telling you, folks, the millennial generation is becoming a lost generation. And there's a reason why these millennials and younger want to vote for the type of riffraff that we saw in the House of Representatives elected yesterday. Because why? They were raised by their parents. If there's any problems that arise in their lives, they go back to Mommy and Daddy. Mommy and Daddy, I need help. And what does Mommy and Daddy do? Mommy and Daddy come to save the day. And this mentality translates into everyday perception. And that's why you have millennials actually believing in this Bernie Sanders horse shit. This Bernie bro horse shit. You've got some 80-year-old, prostate-infected, has to get up 6 times a night to take a piss, old man in Bernie Sanders, coming out and saying, hey, you elect me, who I'm a guy who never worked until I was 40 years old. You elect me, I'll make sure I'll give you health care, I'll give you free care, I'll give you free schooling, I'll pay for your college, I'll do whatever you want, I'll give it all to you, but all you have to do is come on over here and take your underwears off. All right, come on over here. It's Uncle Bernie. You know Uncle Bernie. Now come on over here and take your underwears off and keep contributing. That's right, keep contributing to Uncle Bernie's new campaign for 2020. I only made $250 million in 2016. That's all I made. I only made $250 million. I need more money because I'm a socialist now, and I want all of you college kids that barely have enough money left in your college debt accounts. I want you to give it to me, Uncle Bernie, and I want you to come on over here and take your underwears off for Uncle Bernie and keep contributing. That's right. Hey, don't worry about the pants tent. Don't worry about the pants tent, and come on over here and sit on my apple. Come on over here, sit on my apple, and keep contributing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Huh? Do you feel the boing? Huh? Do you feel that boing from Uncle Bernie? That's right. I'm going to write another book now. I'm going to write another book now, and you're going to buy it. All right, so keep contributing to Uncle Bernie. Keep contributing. Sit on my apple. Come on. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. You know you're a socialist. You know you're a millennial socialist. Yeah, keep contributing. Keep giving me your money. All right. Don't touch me. Don't touch Uncle Bernie. No. Oh, my God, you chipped my apple. You chip Uncle Bernie's apple. Oh, my God. Hey, do you feel the boing? Huh? Do you feel that boing? Huh? All right. What I want you to do is I want you to clean yourself up and don't tell anybody I told you to take your underwears off. All right, and keep contributing. I mean, that's all these socialists have to do to you millennial idiots, for you to contribute whatever beans you have left in your college debt accounts to these goddamn socialist spouting politicians. It's pathetic. It's ignorance. It's embarrassing. I mean, Beto O'Rourke over here. Let's talk about Beto O'Rourke. You know, even though he lost his bid to try to gain the Senate seat away from Ted Cruz. And by the way, hey, Ted Cruz, congratulations to El Rato. Congratulations. Anyway, Beto O'Rourke, even though he lost the Senate seat, he made himself a millionaire, okay? I'm not even kidding. He's made himself a millionaire on telling all you stupid, idiot, millennial young people that he was going to give you this, and he was going to give you that, and this for free, that for free. He's a millionaire now. He literally raised $90 million, okay? And let's be honest, how much of that did he really use for a Senate seat? Maybe 30 million of that 90 million? Come on! I mean, that's the new way to become a millionaire, I guess, now, right? I guess maybe I should go out and I should quit this show and I should just come out and run for office as a goddamn socialist and say, hey, I'm Uncle Ghost. I will give you free child care. I will give you free poshole pills. I will give you free education. I will give it all to you. All you got to do is keep contributing. Is that all I got to do to become a millionaire around here? Is that all I got to do to take... I'm serious. I mean, this is a get-rich-quick scheme, you dumbasses. And you people that are out there advocating for these self-centered, just self-righteous assholes that claim that they are the ones that have to give something to you. You give the last remnants of whatever you have left in your fucking bank account to them. It's just stupid. I mean, Beto O'Rourke, man, he's now a millionaire because of you dumbasses. He's a millionaire. All because he tried to say that I'm going to do this for you young people and I'll pay for your college. He's a senator, you dumb fucking idiots. He doesn't have the power to do anything other than to be a self-serving asshole. I mean, that's what you people just don't understand. You dumbass millennials, y'all are becoming so easy to read and so easy to goof that all you've got to do is just say, hey, I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that, even though that person is not going to have the authority to single-handedly pass anything, to give anything to you. I mean, don't you stupid idiots understand that? Good God! And not to mention, who's going to pay for all this stuff? I keep hearing, oh, the 1% is going to pay for everything, dude. You dumbasses realize that we're in so much debt that if we tax the 1%, 100% taxes, if we took away all their money, it would only pay for one entitlement, which is Social Security, one entitlement for a little over 3 months. Now, I'm not joking. If you take away all the money from the so-called 1% and tried to pay for whatever these idiots want, if you took away all the money, it would barely pay Social Security for a little over 3 months. So these people that are selling you that they're going to give you this, they're going to give you that, they know they're lying. They just know that you people are stupid because you live with mommy. You know, you live with mommy and daddy and you have no idea how to take care of yourself. And that's the problem. So once again, I mean, these are the kinds of people that we nominated and we elected into office in America today. And I have to say, where we go from here? Because I just think this is the first wave. The first wave of the products of single mothers, feminists, faggots, dykes, gender benders, weak men. This is just the first wave, man. This is just the first wave of these people. I think here in the next 2 years, we're going to be shocked that we're going to see transgenders. We're going to see, pansexuals and sexually androgynous assholes being elected to office. This is complete fucking insanity, for Christ's sake. Is there anybody fucking listening? I told you this shit was going to happen 10 years ago, and nobody listened. Remember when I said in 2008 that single-parent families were at that point the majority of the day and they were a danger? Don't y'all remember I said that the absolute pussification of the American male was going to be implemented, for Christ's sake? Take a look around you now! I said back in 2008 that oral copulation between two men across the street from a fucking elementary school was not only going to be accepted, it was going to be protected by the First Goddamn Amendment. Take a look at this shit now! God damn it! This is the new fucking faggot America! This is pure faggotry, for Christ's sake, man! You stupid, dumb white nationalists and you white supremacists out here are so busy. My minorities. The minorities were the ones that did it. They didn't do shit. If this was true, like I said earlier, then Beto O'Rourke would have been elected into the Senate if minorities had any kind of influence in the electorate. But guess what? Beto O'Rourke denied But he sure made a lot of money off you goofs, didn't he, huh? And by the way, the breath of fresh air yesterday amongst the House being taken over by a bunch of leftist socialist weirdos, some of the good part of yesterday's events was Beto O'Rourke not winning the Senate seat and seeing all these people all over Twitter and all over every social media bitching and moaning about how, fuck Texas, you're pieces of shit. You didn't elect Beto. You didn't elect a Irish white man who culturally appropriated a Mexican name to try to appeal to the Mexican people. You are shit. I mean, hey, assholes. All right, the majority of people in this goddamn state are almost all Mexican, okay? So if you are hating against Texas because they didn't elect Beto O'Rourke, it's because the Mexicans in this state didn't want him. They read right through his cultural appropriation. Who the hell is this guy to be coming out here and pretending to be like he's, like he's down with La Raza? I mean, look, I did write on ghost.report, which is my website, ghost.report. That's all you got to type in your browser. I didn't write that. Somebody in the Capitalist Army wrote, I just gave them the information, about all the crimes that Beto O'Rourke and his family have gotten away with. I mean, his father, Pat O'Rourke, in the early 80s was busted with cocaine in his dashboard. How did they bust his dad, who was a judge at the time, by the way? He was a judge in El Paso, Texas. How did they bust him with cocaine in his dashboard? The dumbass that O'Rourke, his father, was, he was getting his car fitted by the sheriff's department to input a new CB radio. CB radios were still being put in at the time. And as they were trying to fit this CB radio into Pat O'Rourke's car, they found in the dashboard mounds of cocaine. And what did Pat O'Rourke, Beto O'Rourke's father, say? I don't know how that got there. I don't know what happened. I don't know how that got there. And guess what? That shit was brushed under the rug. No one cared. Nothing. And then you got Beto O'Rourke's mother over here, who literally pled guilty to money laundering. And who the hell is she money laundering for? Who the hell is she money laundering for Christ's sake? All right? Who is she money laundering for? Obviously, somebody nefarious in the drug game, if you want my personal opinion. Okay? These are the kinds of riffraff that Democrats are nominating, and we've got goofs in the electorate actually electing them. And the reason is, folks, is because nobody is listening. I've been doing this broadcast. I warned you all for fucking a decade that this was coming. That the majority of people in America were going to comprise of products of single mothers, wannabe feminists, faggots, dykes, and weak men. Take a look all around you right now, folks. Take a look around you. I mean, take a look at the men nowadays. Take a look at the young men. They look like a bunch of anal object aficionados, all right? I mean, that's what the goddamn young generations are starting to look like. They look like a bunch of transgendered turd burglars. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. And look, I want to be honest with you. I mean, it wasn't a bad beat yesterday, okay? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we're looking at things in the short term. We're looking at things right now within the next year to 2 years. I mean, nothing is really going to happen other than political theater now. Because you know now that the Democrats are in control of the House, they're going to take the authority that they have and try to resist even more, folks. So all this prosperity, economic prosperity, all the jobs that you've seen, everything that we have done here in the past couple of years is going to be completely discombobulated because the Democrats are going to use their authority as being in charge of the committees and subcommittees in the House to investigate everything about Trump. They're going to use it to investigate his taxes, the Russia-Trump scenario, why he fired Jeff Sessions, or why he didn't send enough crap to Puerto Rico. And I mean, you name it. They're talking about investigation after investigation after investigation. And you know what? The president, and this is who I feel bad for the most, the fucking president, man. This is a man who threw everything at risk, his life, his family, his businesses, his legacy. The man's legacy. I mean, this man shouldn't even have to be doing this right now. He had no personal interest in becoming the president. He's lost money. I mean, his family's being harassed. I mean, you name it. And yet, nobody, I've never seen a president work so hard for a midterm election, went out there like a madman from city to city in hopes of getting the vote out there and making sure that we had Republicans in office so we can truly fulfill everything that was promised in 2016. You can forget about that at this point. It's going to be nothing but pure political theater, gridlock. It is going to be a joke. It is going to be an utter joke. And I'm telling you, you want to know what the advantage that the left has that we don't? And I said it before, the left, they have people that are crazy enough to run for office, even though they feel they may lose, even though they may feel like they are going to make a fool out of themselves. They don't care. They're crazy enough to run, and they have enough stupid enough people in the electorate to elect them. That's why you have so many weirdos now in the House of Representatives. And if you take a look on the right at all the people who ran on the right wing of the political spectrum last night, most of these gentlemen are and gentlewomen are all older. They're all over the age of 50, 55. Like I said, the breath of fresh air was a Generation Xer in Jeff Hawley beating Karen McCaskill for the Missouri Senate seat. That's it. He's a 38-year-old Gen Xer. But once again, take a look at all the young, dumb, and stupid people on the left that ran for office and actually had people vote for them. Now, aside from the faggots and the dykes and the weak men, the feminists, these women out here that are trying to tout, I am woman, hear me roar. Believe it or not, they did so much hooping and hollering with all the damn million women marches. You remember the million woman marches, a bunch of uglies and fatties getting together bitching and moaning. All that shit actually was politically effective for the left because, as I stated earlier, 100 women were elected to Congress yesterday. 100 women were elected to Congress. Now, as I stated, folks, I am not being sexist, but how many times are we going to give women mulligans when it comes to them being in leadership, okay? Every woman that has been in leadership positions have literally flushed their goddamn countries down the proverbial toilet. I'd like for every one of you that are disagreeing with me right now to answer me this question. Name one woman besides Margaret Thatcher, and Margaret Thatcher is a very peculiar case. You don't see women like Margaret Thatcher, I'll tell you that right goddamn now. But name me one woman leader that has done anything for a country in the contemporary modern history. Every woman that has been in power in contemporary modern history has literally flushed their goddamn country down the tubes. All right? I mean, how many more fucking times are we going to give women mulligans? I'm just saying. I mean, you people do understand that the reason why Europe went down the migrant crisis side was because of women leadership. Women dominated the parliaments. And because, oh, look, I'm so compassionate, and they're not compassionate. Do you understand? The actions of these women leaders speak louder than words. Take a look at Angela Merkel. Take a look at Angela Merkel, for Christ's sake. Look at what she did to Germany. Not only did she do that to Germany, she was in charge of the European Union. She did it to all the nation states that comprise the European Union by allowing over 3 million battle-hardened jihadist-based refugees to come into Europe. And now what has happened? These battle-hardened Yehudis have completely dominated this socialist, weak society that is European society. That's why these Yehudis who went from war zones where they were chopping off heads and seeing loved ones dying in the middle of warfare, that's why they're going into these damn European countries and kicking the living crap out of the domestic populations. I mean, folks, there are Sharia law areas in European countries now, specifically in Sweden and Germany and parts of France. Sharia law areas, because there's so many densely populated Yehudis in one area, they've taken completely over. And lest we forget, folks, that on top of them pillaging their countries, I'm talking about the migrants, on top of the migrants pillaging Europe, they're plundering it by raping their women. And if you don't believe me, I know it's underreported. Take a look at how many jihadists, how many so-called migrant refugees have raped European women. And take a look at how the authorities do nothing. The authorities do nothing when these jihadists and these migrants, quote-unquote, rape European women. Why is that? Because it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the plan. Because the plan, folks, is for a new Europe that has a new racial makeup, that doesn't have the old extensions to the old cultures of the nation states that comprise the European Union, that don't have the connections to race, history, culture, tradition, that you don't have any more of that. There's a new Europe, and this goes along with the European Union's objective on allowing these migrants to rape when they're raping them. Put in Europe migrant rape in fucking Google and see what you come up with, okay? They want a new Europe. They don't want a German person. They want a new European person. They don't want a French person. They want a new European person. Hence, folks, why they have comprised all those nation states into one superstate, the European Union. And I say this, and I'm going to say it time and time again. What was the last country to refer to itself as a union? It was the Soviet Union, the first communist nation state. And you idiots in America are so fucking stupid that you don't understand that the blueprint for our country's destruction is currently being played out in Europe. And you assholes are so fucking hard up for us wanting to be like Europe. I want to be like Europe, you know? I want to be very bourgeois. I want to do this. That's what I want to do. You people don't understand what's going on in Europe. Why don't you YouTube search Paris, France today? Why don't you YouTube search it right now? The streets of Paris, France today, and take a look at the third world country that Paris, France has turned itself into because of the migrant crisis. It looks like a third world country. This is what Trump was trying to prevent. This is why he was so adamant when he was out there doing all these goddamn rallies like a madman. We've got caravans coming to the border, folks. Caravans coming to the border. They look exactly the same as those migrants that marched right into Europe and took control of the European Union. Why do you think you have no men standing up to these Yehudis out there? Because they're afraid. You see, socialism pacified the countries of Europe. They emasculated the man in Europe. That's why they're afraid to stand up to these goddamn jihadist Yehudis. Remember, the migrants in Europe, these are battle-hardened sons of bitches. They've probably cut off a few heads at minimum. So that's why they have no problem utilizing violence to pillage and plunder these nation states, or at least they used to be nation states in the European Union. I mean, don't you understand this? And you see, what's unfortunate is that these people that want socialism don't understand that when socialism is implemented, that at some point they're no longer going to be needed to sustain socialism. Hence why the Europeans are now being replaced by this, and I hate to say it, it's, for a lack of a better term, it's like de facto ethnic cleansing without killing people. You just force this migrant crisis onto the domestic populations, and there's nothing the domestic populations can do. As a matter of fact, the Yehudis, or I should say the jihadists, or the migrants that entered into Europe are actually helping the authorities in the European Union in more ways than one. On top of them ethnically cleansing the countries that comprise the European Union, remember, these migrants are also committing terrorism in Europe. And who are the authorities punishing whenever these migrants do terrorism in Europe? They're punishing the domestic populations. They're implementing laws that punish the populations that were native to those lands, as opposed to actually getting down to the problem, which is what those people brought in on themselves. And that's what America's going to be here in the next 5 to 10 years. I think it may be a little sooner, if you want my opinion. I mean, look at the type of garbage, the type of riffraff, the type of weirdos that were elected to the House of Representatives yesterday, for Christ's sake, man. And I'm telling you, folks, I mean, you know, everything that we had that was positive, all the winning that we had for the past 2 years, it was going to be for naught. All we're going to see now is gridlock. We're going to see political theater. We're going to see investigations. Look, I've got somebody just gabbed me up saying that now the Dem chairman saying that they're going to go all in and impeach Kavanaugh for perjury over the Trump-Russia questions. I mean, folks, this is ridiculous. And it's not just one election. Hey, Ghost, it's just one election, dude. No, it's not. It's the beginning of a new demographic that are electing weird, un-American, very, very destructive people into office. Now, I want to be honest with you, folks, okay? What did I tell you on the last show about how the Democrats were trying to, I guess, campaign on health care? Campaign on, the Republicans are going to get rid of pre-existing conditions. And I told you on the last broadcast that that pre-existing condition nonsense was a bunch of horse shit. Because the way our goddamn healthcare system is constructed now, it is in the doctor's favor to diagnose you with cancer. I mean, why do you think we have so many cancer diagnoses out here? Why do you think that you're fed this chemotherapy at the slightest glimpse of an abnormality in your body? Because there's a vested interest in doing so. I keep telling you people that all want health care. I want more health care. I want more health care. I'm trying to tell you that the health care system that we have is self-regulated. They have no laws that are regulating the medical industry, and hence why we have so many people dying of cancer. And look, folks, it's not the cancer that's killing people. It's not the fucking cancer. It's the chemotherapy that these people are using that are killing them. They're killing them. And folks, I know that you don't want to hear this. I know it makes you very uncomfortable when I talk about these subjects. But your doctor gets a kickback in the thousands of dollars whenever he gives you, or I should say sells your insurance company, chemotherapy. Did you know that chemotherapy is like $10,000, $12,000 a goddamn dose? And I wonder how many thousands of dollars are kicked back to the doctors. Folks, I gabbed an article from the early 2000s that exposed this, that doctors get kickbacks from the people, from the pharmaceutical company that creates chemotherapy. And you see, folks, that's why I was trying to get that point across, that if you're afraid of pre-existing conditions being so-called dropped from insurance companies, that's bullshit. You know what they're talking about when it comes to pre-existing conditions? And I said this on the last show. People with HIV/AIDS. People with HIV/AIDS, folks. This is who they're talking about when it comes to pre-existing conditions. And I told you on the last show about this. Hell, when Nancy Pelosi came out and gave her victory speech, what did she say? What did she say in that victory speech? Hey, let's give it up for people with pre-existing conditions. Yeah! They won me power again so I can hold the gavel and be the Speaker of the House. Let's give it up for people with pre-existing conditions. Yeah! That's what she said. That's what she said. Now, why is she giving it up for people with pre-existing conditions, folks? Why is she giving it up for people with pre-existing conditions? Because it's all the posholes. It's all the people with HIV/AIDS out here. And look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. These people are dangerous. Not because of the fact that they're out there being sexually promiscuous, infecting more and more people. But what I've learned, folks, just by mere observation, that when gay people or lesbians or whoever's diagnosed with the AIDS or HIV, okay, they unfortunately lose their minds because it's a byproduct of having AIDS, HIV. I don't know if you know this, that your mind starts literally deteriorating. And what happens is that these people become so vindictive. I'm talking about the people with HIV/AIDS. They're so vindictive that they want to see as many people suffer because they got the AIDS, because they took bad meat in the can. And unfortunately, folks, now that homosexuality and muff diving has become a political statement as opposed to an isolated sexual act, you've got people defining their whole personality, defining their lives on how they like to fuck. I don't care if you're a homo. I don't care if you're a muff diver. I don't care. You're a capitalist. Just keep that shit in your goddamn closet and don't think it's a political statement. Folks, we are so insane in modern day America that having HIV/AIDS is now a political statement. It's now activism to have HIV/AIDS. It's now activism. And I'm telling you this right now, folks, people with AIDS, HIV, they need to be targeted first. And how do you target these people politically? I'm going to tell you how. We need to start advocating that we don't want to pay for these people's Truvada. And I know that there's many of you that don't know what the hell Truvada is, but folks, it's a pill that your taxpayers are paying for so that gays can pop this pill and not have to use condoms whenever they have bareback, unprotected anal sex. Okay? That's what our tax dollars are paying for right now. They call it PrEP. P-R-E-P, PrEP. That's what they call it. Truvada. It's the name of the fucking drug. Okay? That's what our tax dollars are paying for. We're paying for Truvada. We're paying for AIDS, HIV medication, and I don't think that the taxpayers should be paying for AIDS, HIV medication. Because I want to be honest with you folks, as much as the gays, you see, the arguments of the gays is that, well, Ghost, you know what, you're making all these assumptions. You know nothing about us, okay? You know nothing about how us gay people live. You don't know what we're about. No, are you kidding me? I've lived in 2 liberal shithole cities. I know exactly how you people are. You people don't care about yourselves. You don't care about other people. And the proof is in how you all poshole each other. How you all want to use unprotected sex. And how y'all think that's a political statement if you get a fucking HIV/AIDS infection. And I'm telling you this right now, I am going to start advocating this, and I don't give a shit if people think I'm a monster or not. You know who the monsters are? The fucking people in the LGBTQ community that are knowingly allowing their own community to be infected with a deadly brain-eating disease, for Christ's sake. That's what pisses me off. Where's the pride in the LGBTQ community when you know, and look, I've lived in these shitty fucking cities. I've seen them. These gays, okay, in their own community, they know who's HIV positive and who isn't. And whenever there's a young piece of ass, you notice that the gays, they always want to go towards the children. Don't you know that, folks? The gays, remember when they told us that, look, we just want to love each other. You know, you Christians, you're out there and you're just badgering us. We just want to love each other. That's all. There's not going to be a slippery slope if you give us gay marriage. It's not, you fucker. And then Obama gave them gay marriage, and look at what happened. They're going after your children now, folks. They're going after your children. Now, why are gays going after your children? Because they want to make it okay for them to infect your children with the AIDS, HIV, folks. I'm not kidding around, because they've already worn out all the young gays that are 17, 18, 19, 20 years old that are new to the gay community. All these gays, instead of protecting these HIV negative young gay people and telling them, look, watch out, this guy's got the AIDS, this guy's got this, here, have some protection, we want you to not get infected. No! They know amongst their own community who's pausing neg holes and who isn't. They know! They know! And I'm tired of my tax dollars paying for these people, which, I want to be honest with you, they contribute nothing but bitching and moaning in society. I'm serious. I'm sorry. I mean, explain to me what else they're contributing other than bitching and moaning in society. Why are we at this position in America today? Why are we even still having this argument about LGBTQ to begin with? This is a country, folks, where LGBTQ can marry, they can hold hands now, and literally they can suck each other's cocks on a corner and have it protected by the First Amendment. Why in the blue hell are LGBTQ people still bitching and moaning? Why are they trying to go after your children? Because if they go after your children and they become posholes, and I'd like for you all to take a look at the statistics of young people ages 17 to 21 and take a look at how fast the HIV infections are happening amongst that age group. I mean, take a look. I mean, and who's infecting these young people? I mean, they're certainly not infecting themselves. They're just young people. Who's infecting these people from age 17 to 21? They're the fastest growing HIV age group right now. Who's doing it? Who is doing it? It's the old fucking gays, man. And that's why they want to continue to go younger and younger. I mean, folks, you can do the damn YouTube search. Why don't you search up drag queen reads to kindergartners, all right? They're bringing these fucking faggots into your school and telling your child it's okay to take it up the ass at 6 or 7 years old. It's okay to suck on a schlong head at 6 or 7 years old. It's okay to change your gender at 6 or 7 years old. This is what they're teaching your children, and this is why we as America, we have to come and bring fucking back a moral principle into our country. Bring back some moral principles into our society. We've got to stop this madness, for Christ's sake. And I am only one on here. I'm the only one on this goddamn internet or in any form of communication saying the unadulterated, explicit truth. You don't see anybody saying the shit I'm saying around here. Of course not. Because they're afraid. They're scared. Jesus Christ. Let me take a sip of some high-quality H2O here. Anyway, folks, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 637. And before we get into anything, I'd like to ask everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice, because I'm telling you, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are listening to the political underground. You are listening to the political underground. Spread this show link around like wildfire, right? Spread this show link around and say, hey, you want to get shocked? Huh? You want to hear some realism? Huh? You want to hear somebody with the balls of the size of grapefruits and slap them upside your chin verbally? Well, then listen here. Listen to this broadcast. Listen to True Capitalist Radio and give them the link. Type this in right now. This is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, ghost.report. Ghost.report is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, if you want to see the sustainability and the continuity of this broadcast, look, I'm gonna continue the broadcast for another week or so, and I'm gonna leave it up to you, because remember, they have banned me from every social media. They've demonetized any method for me to make any monetization of this broadcast. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like I'm talking to myself. For the past 10 years, I have prognosticated what is happening in current day. I told people to start standing up and taking notice of what's happening. I tried and tried and tried to no fucking avail, and it's a little disappointing. It's a little disheartening, to say the least, when you have done this for 10 years and no one is fucking listening. Everybody would rather, nah, Ghost, just kick back, man. I just want to play my video games and wax off to sexualized cartoons, dude. And I want to live with my mommy. I don't care if I'm 35 years old, dude. I've got a mommy that's willing to help me out, dude. I mean, this is what is comprised of the majority of the electorate out here in America, and it's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And it makes me sick. Anyway, if you want to see the sustainability and the continuity of this broadcast, then I strongly recommend, folks, to go and go to my website, ghost.report, and click the Cryptocurrency Wishing Well tab. All right, click the Cryptocurrency Wishing Well tab and throw something into the Cryptocurrency Wishing Well, folks, because that is the only means for which yours truly is able to maintain any kind of monetization of this broadcast. And, if we continue to... look, the whole reason why I'm still here now is because people have thrown a lot into the Cryptocurrency Wishing Well, and I'm doing the broadcast for them, man. Cheers to you guys that have done so, but, I want to be honest with you, man. I'm not making money off this broadcast, and it seems to me, and, excuse me if I sound a little melancholy, but it seems to me like I'm talking to my fucking self! And it seems as if nobody is listening, and everybody would rather just be some low-life piece of trash and making excuses for why they are losers in the world than actually being somebody that takes some self-responsibility and realize that in America, we're not given a living, we earn a living. We earn livings out here, but unfortunately, we're losing that mentality, folks. We're losing that mentality, and I have to say, it has a lot to do with these millennial generations out here. Now, why do I say that? And by the way, please, if you want to see the sustainability, I'm not joking. I'm thinking about ending the goddamn show in about a week and a half. Throw something into the True Capitalist Wishing Well. Ghost.report. Go ahead and take a look at the Cryptocurrency Wishing Well and hook it up, man, because, I'm not going to continue to do this and talk to my fucking self, and while nobody's fucking listening, and all they're doing is like, yeah, Ghost, I believe you. Yeah, I believe in you, but I'm just going to keep sitting here and playing my fucking video games. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let me just explain something to you, okay? Now, millennials, I'd like to ask you something, okay? Especially you millennials that are working and are living with your mommy and daddy, okay? Now, why are you living with your mommy and daddy? Now, some of you that are working, You're probably going to say,
well, Ghost, you know, I love my mommy and daddy. They're letting me stay here rent-free, and I get to work, and you know what I get to do with all my money that I work? I get to blow it on nice video games and cartoons, and I can do cosplay, and I can do airsoft, and I can do all these little faggotry little kid shit when I'm 30 years old. So, yeah, I can do that with living with my mommy and my daddy. I love them.
Oh, yeah? How come your mommy and daddy didn't treat their mommy and daddy like you're treating your mommy and daddy, huh? How come your mom and dad ain't living with their mom and dad, if that's the case? I'll tell you why, you numbnuts. Because your mommy and daddy, the baby boomers, were recognizing that they wanted to be independent. And they understood that they wanted what was theirs because they were the ones that got it. They didn't want mommy and daddy out here taking care of them. Hence, why do you think, millennials, your mommy and daddy have a house? Why do you think your mommy and daddy have nice investments and they can take care of you and bail you out of shit and give you money? Why do you think they can do this? Because they staked their own fucking claim and flew away from their parents' nest, and now they're in control of their own fucking world. I mean, that's what I am, folks. I'm an independent businessman. I've been an independent businessman for a long time. Okay? I'm in charge of my world. This is my fucking place. And I told this to the inner circle earlier today. I said, had capitalism not been in this country, had there not been capitalism, I would have been a born loser, folks. I would have been a born loser. My parents, there was nothing special about these folks. These were working class poor folks that were miserable. They were miserable that they didn't make enough money. They were miserable that they had to take care of children. They were miserable that their lives weren't better than they was. I mean, they were miserable people, okay? And once I turned 18, my parents told me this. Hey, Ghost, here, go get out of the house out here. Get out of our house and go make something of yourself there, boy. Go out there. Get out. Get out of here. And you know what? Did I sit and piss and moan? Did I go couch surfing? Did I turn into a fucking socialist leftist? No. I decided, you know what? Fine. I don't need you fucking dumb loser family that are going to kick me out. I don't need you. I don't want your life. I never wanted your fucking life. I want my life. And you know what? I took the opportunities that capitalism had to offer, and I never looked back. And everything I own, everything I have, everything that I possess is mine because I got it. I paid for it. I earned it. I didn't need anybody's help for anything. And I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I wasn't one of those lucky people that had somebody take me under their wing and say, Ghost, let me go ahead and tell you the do's and don'ts in life. I'm going to take you under my wing. I'm going to help you out, Ghost. All right, let me take you. I didn't have that. I had nobody, all right? I had nobody, and I could have been just as fucking pathetically miserable as the rest of everybody else that doesn't have anybody. But instead, I said, look, I'm going to fucking make my own world. I'm going to work. I'm going to get my own place. I'm going to get my own car. And once I do that, I want to make more money because I want my own shit. I want my own shit. I want a girlfriend. I want a wife. I want a family. I want my family. Mine. My fucking world. My fucking decisions. I carved out my own fucking life. It wasn't told to me what to do by some bureaucrat in a socialist government. Some Politburo didn't, make a decision to give me what I have. I made it myself. And had capitalism not been around, folks, I'd have been a loser just like everybody else is in a socialist and communist society. If you're born a loser in a communist and socialist society, folks, you're a loser. Your children are going to be losers. Your great-great-grandchildren are going to be... You're going to be a lineage of losers because you're not a part of the government. You're not a part of the government. And the government becomes the new elitism. That's what socialism is all about. That's what communism is. I mean, every variant of communism and socialism that has ever existed, that's what happens. What happens is the new elitism becomes the bureaucrats. the people that work within the system, not individuals who took it upon themselves through free enterprise, through capitalism, through their own ambitions, their creativity, their prowess, their might. They were able to make themselves wealthy, make themselves rich, make themselves financially independent. That's what I did, folks. That's why I try to tell you everything I can to prevent you from making any mistakes that either I made or I saw other people make. Because that's the only way that you're going to be able to skip forward to being anything. And it doesn't matter what you want to be. You have to know what you're going to entail, the problems that are going to occur, so that you can either dodge them, negotiate them, or conquer them. Or avoid them altogether, so you don't even waste your time, effort, and energy. But it seems to me, folks, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest. I have no ill will, even though the world has thrown nothing but shit at me. That's why I give out all the information on this broadcast for free. And I've been giving all this information from stocks and cryptos and, I mean, any method for people to utilize so that they can make extra capital, so they can make extra money, so they can make their lives better. I give this information out for free because no one is going to give this to you. No one is going to give you the unadulterated truth. No one is going to give you facts. And you people need to have an adult relationship with the truth as well. I mean, what I've found is many of you younger people, you're not living reality. You're living in your perspective. And this is pretty much everybody on the left. If you've ever debated with anybody on the left and provided them facts and proved them wrong, what you'll usually find, the reaction that you'll usually see, is them looking at you with that floor-eyed stare and them shaking their head and them, like, I don't know, something in their heads like telling them, exit stage left, and they just keep shaking their head and they just kind of go away. That's all they do, because they don't want anybody ruining their perspective of life. You see this on, let me give you an example. You see this on the Catfish shows. Y'all remember, you stupid MTV watching sons of bitches? Catfish? You know, with those two faggots that they try to, meet somebody who is on the internet talking to somebody. They've never seen who they are. Catfish, okay? Well, when the TV show Catfish finally exposes the reality of who this person, who they think is some person, is not really the person they're speaking with online, they don't want to believe it. The people being catfished do not want to believe it. It's the same mentality. It's the same mentality. They don't want to believe it. They're like, look, this is not the person you're talking to. We found photos all over the web of this person. This is not their name. They go under several names. No, I don't think so, man. No, man. No, she hot, baby. She told me she had big-ass country booty. She had big-ass country titty like she did on in that picture right there. No, man. I don't believe that, man. I don't believe that. They don't believe it until it's right in their face. And by the time it's right in their face, it's too late. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. And they should be. And that's why I keep telling you, you people need to live reality and not live a perspective. If you live a perspective, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself and hurting your life. Another example of people living in perspectives. Women. Oh, my God. Women love to live in movies that they have seen and they have admired. I'm not kidding. Every woman out here is living a movie, they're living a sitcom, they're living a television program that they saw on television, and they put in their minds that I want that for me. I want that scenario. I want somebody just to love me just like that. I mean, they put all this ridiculousness of movies, these scenes in movies in their heads. And what's unfortunate is that, hey, it's just it's a movie, you idiot. It's make-believe. It's not real. And finally, when these women try everything in their fucking power to try to recreate whatever image, whatever scene that they saw in a movie or somewhere in their heads. When they try to play it out in real life and it doesn't go their way, it's over. It's over. And you know what? It's never the woman's fault either. It's always everybody else's fault except the woman's fault. I mean, that's women living in their perspectives. And that's why I'm telling each and every one of you, every time I say anything on this broadcast, I'm telling you from a realist perspective. Not some false perspective that I saw in a movie. This is realism. And you're not going to get any dose of realism than you are on this show. I'll tell you that right goddamn now. And this is something that we have to break out of, especially amongst the millennial generation. Now, going back to the millennials and why they keep living with their parents, you know what that is destined for? It's destined for perpetual nothingness. Let me explain to you. I'm out here in San Antonio, Texas, okay? And in San Antonio, Texas, we got a lot of Mexicans walking around out here in San Antonio, Texas, okay? As a matter of fact, I believe San Antonio, Texas is like 80% Hispanics or some shit. Like 80% Mexican, okay? Now, for the most part, Mexicans are really simple people. They're really simple, down-to-earth folk that really find solace in minimalism and simplicity, family, faith, etc. Now, what keeps Mexicans down in this town? Folks, there's literally like 3 or 4 generations of Mexican families that live from house to house. All right? I'm not kidding around. So, in every one of these homes out here, or at least most of them in San Antonio, Texas, you've got about 3 or 4 generations. You've got grandma, you got ma, you got the daughter, you got her kids. 4 generations right there. That's literally the happenstance in Mexican families out here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, because most of these folks don't care about politics, that's why I keep telling you stupid white supremacists and you dumbass white nationalists out here that minorities had nothing to do with the fucking Muslims and the weirdos that were elected into the fucking House yesterday. Most of these Mexicans don't even care about politics. Most of these Mexicans, I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand, all they want to do is work, come home, drink a couple of cervezas, and dance to their fucking Tejano music. That's all they want to do. And they're hard workers, and they want to take care of their families, etc. But you see, folks, because they're not political, what we have out here, and this has happened within the past 10 years, we've had these hipster liberals, these Democrats, these people from the West Coast move to San Antonio, Texas. And now these dykes, faggots, your typical Democrats, they're now utilizing the city municipal power because they've all been elected. And those that aren't elected, they're selected to be something bureaucratic in this city. And as a result, these liberal white people, okay? These liberal white people are utilizing the San Antonio municipal tax system so that they can gentrify the city of San Antonio. They're starting to do it all over San Antonio. They're utilizing the taxes that they make from sales. They're utilizing the taxes that they make from the hotel tax. We have a huge hotel tax in this shitty city. All right? They're taking the money that they make from alcohol tax. You know, in the month of September, folks, San Antonio, Texas, for the month of September, made $44 million in alcohol sales just for that month. So just imagine how much taxes are generated for the municipality of San Antonio when it comes to that. Not to mention, folks, these white liberals that are out here taking control of the San Antonio government and are gentrifying. And if you don't know what gentrification is, I'll tell you in a minute. But they're also utilizing the fact that these Mexicans out here who are not political, who like to drink, who like to party, who are simple folk. They're out here collecting massive amounts of taxes, putting these Mexicans in jail. Putting these Mexicans in jail for DUI, for, fighting, for you name it. There are so many municipal laws in San Antonio. And guess what? If you take a look at the people in the mugshots, it's all a bunch of fucking Mexicans. So you've got these white liberals in San Antonio who are not even native to this fucking city. All right, they came from California, they came from New York City, they came from all these liberal states, and they're now converged here. They have taken control of the municipal government, and they are utilizing those taxes so that they can move out poor Mexicans and rebuild their little hipster type of commercial retail areas. I'm not even kidding around. They are literally investing into real estate, this like quasi-private public real estate developments, so that they can make San Antonio so expensive to live in that the Mexicans have to leave. And that's what's happening. And it's not like it's for the benefit of San Antonio, Texas, because I want to be honest with you, they're making these real estate developments that are being paid with San Antonio tax dollars. They're making it hipster and faggot, like faggot-like, where faggots will want to come by and live their lives, and hipsters and leftists and Democrats are making it very faggot-friendly, is what I meant to say. Very faggot-friendly. And this is literally what the fucking change in the demographic in San Antonio. You can see it. You can see it, man. It's a bunch of hipster dykes. It's a bunch of fucking weak faggot men. And it's a bunch of fucking hipster white liberals that came from California. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick because these morons that are white liberals, they think that they're down with Mexican people just because they eat a taco. Or just because, and look, I've told you this before. There's a celebration in April in this town that they call Fiesta, okay? It's like shit. What is it, 2 weeks, a week and a half? I don't know. It's so long, it's pathetic. The Mexicans in this town, because they're so simple, and I'm telling you, all they do is work to take care of their families and to drink some cervezas and listen to fucking Tejano. Listen to... I mean, that's all they do. And that the families, the Mexican people in this town save up the entire year so that they can go to this festival and blow like thousands of dollars. Okay, I'm not kidding. Now, why do I bring up this festival of Fiesta? Well, I'd like for you all to take a look at all the white people that go to this Fiesta Mexican-based festival, and take a look at all the white people with big, huge, obnoxious sombreros. I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking joking. Do a fucking Google image search right now of Sombrero Fiesta San Antonio and take a look at all these fucking liberal idiot white people wearing these fucking ridiculous sombreros. And look, believe it or not, there's a contest of the most obnoxious goddamn sombrero you can wear at this fucking fiesta. I'm not joking. You've got fucking white people with fish bowls and shit in their goddamn sombrero. You got fucking white people with fucking chips and dip in their fucking sombrero. I'm not joking! This is what these liberal white people in this fucking town believe is, oh, look, I'm part of the Mexican crowd. I take care of these Mexicans. What are you talking about? I'm a part of the municipality of San Antonio. We take care of these Mexicans. Look at me. I'm dressing up like a Mexican. I got a sombrero. Look at me. I got a big sombrero. Now, aside from white people literally making a mockery of Mexican heritage, I mean, it's funny, but, I mean, to be completely honest with you, it's sad. It's sad because you've got unwitting people in these Mexicans in San Antonio that don't know what the hell's going on here. All they're trying to do is live their lives, work, come home, take care of their children, have some cervezas, and have a barbecue in the back or some shit. They're very simple fucking people. Okay? And they're not political. They're not political. The case in point, take a look at the fucking municipal government of San Antonio, Texas. Take a look. I'm telling you, folks, the reason I bring up this Fiesta Festival is because the city is the one that gets all the money from this fucking Fiesta Festival. And all it is they close the downtown area, okay? They close the San Antonio downtown area, and they erect like little food booths. And if you want to work a food booth, like let's say, you want to make, some quick money. I mean, if you have a food booth at Fiesta, believe it or not, I mean, you can make anywhere from 10 to 15 grand, maybe a little more, just for working for about a week. All right? It's hard work, but still. But you have to rent these little food booths from the city. And guess how much those food booths cost? They cost 10 grand, all right? Sometimes 5 grand. But 10 grand, depending on the proximity of the people, the crowd that you're going to be at, 10 grand a booth, okay? And there's literally like fucking, 300-400 booths downtown, all over the downtown area. Okay? Now, those are individuals that are trying to make, tacos and fajitas and gorditos and all that other shit, chicken on a stick, all that crap. Those are individuals that are trying to make money, okay? So you can't hate on the individuals out there erecting food booths making money. But guess what? Beer is sold out there. Out in the open, in the downtown area, beer. And I'm not just talking about any kind of beer. I'm talking, they give these Mexicans, it's basically a 32-ouncer, but they make it look like a pitcher. They make it look like a pitcher of beer, and you've got these Mexicans walking around, the Fiesta, guzzling down these pitchers. And guess what? Who gets all the money? Who runs the alcohol distribution and the alcohol sales for Fiesta? The fucking city. The fucking city is the one that collects 100% of the goddamn alcohol sales at this goddamn stupid Mexican festival down here in San Antonio, Texas. So that's even more money for these white hipster liberals that are in control of this goddamn city to gentrify the city even more. Now, aside from that, folks, aside from them literally making large sums of money on selling poor Mexicans beer at like, I haven't been to this fucking shit in like 20 years. I mean, I don't really go to this Fiesta shit. But the last time I was there, they were selling pitchers of beer for like $12 or $15. I'm sure it's a lot more than that now. I'm sure it's like 20. I'm sure it's like 25 or something. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, on top of all that money that the city is making on these poor fucking Mexican people, they also set a perimeter around the downtown area so that they can catch drunk drivers. Can you believe this? So let me tell you the type of scam that these white liberals have pulled off on these Mexicans in this town. They hold this stupid festival. They sell the beer so that these Mexicans can get drunk as fuck, all right? And then they purposely set a perimeter around the city for a drunk check, and they literally make thousands upon thousands of dollars literally busting these people for DUI. And it happens every fucking year. And you see, folks, the reason I'm being so dissective with this municipality is because I'm telling you, this is what people in power can do. This is what they've done to this city, and they've done it within 10 years. And I want to be honest with you, man, I have never seen so many. I mean, it's still a little dangerous in San Antonio, don't get me wrong. But I haven't seen so many faggots, dykes, weak fucking men, posholes in my life in this town. All right? And I've been in and out of here. I have a business in and out of here. I have business in Austin. I got property in Austin. I have never seen it so gentrified in my fucking life. And it's pure gentrification. Pure gentrification. I mean, what I mean by that, let me tell you what gentrification means. What the liberals are doing, and these are all liberals. Remember, there's nobody on the right in the San Antonio municipality. What they're doing is they're purposely causing high amounts of crime in certain areas of the town, so that it brings the property value down, so that the city can buy the property, and then they redevelop it, and then they mark up the price of everything they redeveloped 20 times, okay? That has happened to so many parts of town in this town that I'm really surprised that Mexican folk haven't stood up and said, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? But like I told you, folks, these Mexican folks, they're simple. And they don't want to do, they're not even political. They're not even political. That's why I keep telling you, if Mexicans were really political in Texas, Beto O'Rourke would have won the Senate seat, and he didn't. He didn't, okay? And I'm telling you this right now, what we need to understand is that white liberals are doing what they're doing here to San Antonio. They're doing that to municipalities all over the country. And this is why, if you take a look yesterday, all right, if you take a look yesterday at the House being being taken over by the Democrats, and if you take a look at the map, take a look at the electorate map of the House, a whole sea of red all over America, a whole sea of red, and then you'll see these little blue spots in between the sea of red. And all those blue spots, folks, are municipal cities. Are municipal cities and suburbs of municipal cities. And that's what the Republicans lost. They lost nothing but inner cities and suburbs. Which is what? Dominated by Democrats. Dominated by so-called liberals. That's how they've been able to take control of the House. Do you understand? These Democrats have taken control one municipality at a time. And now they've taken over the House. Why? Because they're the ones who have orchestrated the municipalities to create the lunatic electorate that elects them over and over and over again. And you see, this is why I try to tell each and every one of you that are on the right wing of the political spectrum, you need to not only participate in politics and vote. If some of you have something to run on, if some of you have experience in life, if some of you are conservative and have the experience to show, then run for office, man. Run for goddamn office. Because there's not enough of us on the right that are running for office, folks. And I hate to say, it's going to be kind of hard to run municipalities, because take a look at the major cities in this country, folks. The major cities in this country are all Democrat dominated. All municipalities are Democrat dominated, folks. And this is what the Democrats have been doing. They've been utilizing our sales tax dollars and however else the city makes money so that they can build their liberal little shitholes. They're doing it in Austin, Texas. You know, in Austin, Texas right now, folks, that they've developed this building, and they're going to offer it to folks that want to live in the downtown Austin area. What is this? A 500 square foot room with no parking spot whatsoever. But don't worry, you'll be in the downtown area, so everything will be within walking distance, but the 500 square foot room is going to cost you about $1,700 a month. All right? $1,700, $2,000 a month. This is where we're headed. And why would they even make small rooms like this? Because we're headed, folks, to a very, very dark time in our country. Our country is no longer coupling. And when I mean coupling, I'm talking about men, women getting together, having children, buying homes, you know, raising children. We don't have that anymore. And we can make a debate. There's many different factors on why. So what we're finding is a lot of people are alone. They're all alone, and they don't know who to turn to. They have no family. I know the feeling. But they have no direction. They're stupid. They're ignorant. They have no ways to take care of themselves because their families didn't let them take care of themselves. That the state is all of a sudden the alternative for help. Because remember, especially with these millennials, they live with mom and dad. And even if they get into a big problem, let's say, they get into trouble, they owe some money, they can always go to mommy and daddy to take care of them. Mommy and daddy, I need help, instead of trying to figure out the shit themselves. Instead of trying to be responsible themselves, for Christ's sake. And you see, folks, not we, but Democrats, liberals, they're building the recipe for the future demographic. A very lonely demographic, a very dependent demographic, a very sick demographic. And I'm not just talking about mentally sick, I'm talking about sick, like Poshole. Posholes, fucking HIV, AIDS. I mean, you heard Nancy Pelosi yesterday in her victory speech, man. Hey, let's give it up for people with pre-existing conditions. Yay! Why would she say that? Why would Nancy Pelosi say, let's give it up for people with pre-existing conditions? She's not talking about people with cancer. She's not talking about people that have heart attacks. She's not talking about those people. She's talking about people with AIDS. That's what pre-existing conditions means, man. Good God. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make, folks, is that there's a new demographic in America today. And the first wave of that demographic showed its ugly face yesterday in the House of Representatives, at least electing the type of weirdos that they have in the House of Representatives now. Homos, dykes, Muslims, the same shit. I mean, these people are weirdos, man. But they represent what our society has transitioned into in the past 10 years. And that's why 10 years ago I was trying my damnedest to try to tell you guys that, hey, single-parent families are the majority of the day. I said that 10 years ago, and I said, what is that going to cause? It's going to cause the fucking pussification of the fucking American male! The pussification of the American male! And take a look at what's happened out here. Why do you think males can't find a woman? I mean, I've said this a few shows already. Men can't find women because they can't even take care of their fucking selves. And if they can't take care of themselves, what makes them think that a woman is going to give themselves to them? You know what I mean? And that's why you have to be a man in life, gentlemen, and you need to get away from your fucking parents, okay? Your parents are doing more damage to you by allowing you to live with them than you going out and trying to make your own fucking life, to stake your own fucking claim. I mean, what is wrong with you men, man? That's why women are turning into a bunch of muff-diving bull dykes. Because guess who's working? Muff-diving bull dykes. I mean, come on! I'm serious! I mean, did you know that women make more than 60% of the American workforce? Did you know that? I mean, that's why women are turning into bull dykes, because women want to be protected. They want, I want somebody to take care of me. I want somebody to buy me clothes. I want somebody to feed me. That's really what women want, even if they are working, okay? They want a man that has their own world, and they want to be a part of it, but men don't have their own world. And what makes you think that you're going to get yourself a potential wife or a potential girlfriend when you got to take them to your parents' house? All right? I mean, you gentlemen need to realize that that is the most unattractive thing that you could possibly do, is take your fucking, your budding girlfriend, your budding relationship to your fucking parents' house. And what are you going to do? Huh? You're going to have sexual relations while your parents are in the next room, for Christ's sake? I mean, this is ridiculous, folks. That's why I'm telling you, we are socially warped out here. And if you want my opinion, that's why we're seeing this big traumatic increase in lesbianism, in homosexuality, because most of the people on both sides of these homosexual variants, they don't know how to take care of themselves. And that's why they get AIDS. And if you get the AIDS, it's very easy to take care of yourself when you got the AIDS, because you can automatically qualify for Medicare, Medicaid. You can automatically qualify for Social Security and all kinds of disability. You get free health care, so you get all your pothole medication and everything all squared away for free. And yet, folks, they can get all these entitlements and still have a job and make money under the threshold of like 20 grand and still collect all those entitlements. I mean, do you understand? This is why I said earlier in the broadcast, and I mean it today, we need to go after, I'm talking about those of us on the right, the LGBTQ. And how do we do that? We don't go after them and do anything to them because, you don't want to get the AIDS if you happen to bust their nose open or something. I'm kidding. What you want to do, folks, is you go after what's keeping them alive. Because look at what they're doing to us. I've said it over and over again. Look at Project Veritas's videos from a couple of years ago. Look at the Project Veritas video with Scott Fovel. Scott Fovel was the Democratic operative that caused the Trump rally riot in Chicago. Y'all remember that during the primaries? He was the one that caused the damn riot, and he thought it was funny. He's the guy who created the term bird dogging. And why is Scott Fovel such a heartless individual who is trying to induce violence, trying to induce chaos? Scott Fovel, the Democratic operative that was busted on Project Veritas, is HIV positive. HIV positive. Oh, what a coincidence. Somebody who wants to cause chaos and disorder and pain and misery and death to others because this son of a bitch is dying himself. I mean, same thing with the two posholes that were busted by another Project Veritas video in which they were discussing at Comet Pizza, of all fucking convenient places, they were discussing putting gas into the ventilation systems of some kind of a pro-Trump event the night before the inauguration. These were two posholes that were conducting this crap. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. You think it's heartless to tell gays to pay for their own fucking medications and to pay for their own fucking Truvada, well, then you don't understand what gays want to do to you. All right? They would pause your neg hole if you dropped the soap. They would push you in a pit of fire if you bent down and gave them an easy opportunity to kick you. And that's why I'm saying people with HIV/AIDS are dangerous, man. They're fucking dangerous, and they must be stopped. And how do you stop them? You got to stop them politically. You've got to make it, and look, this is why I'm so explicit when it comes to LGBTQ, because, folks, as gross as it is, it's only a sexual act. It's whether or not you like to play the flesh flute, whether or not you like to take it up the ass crack, whether or not you like to muff dive, that's all it is. And instead of these people partaking in that kind of sexual activity and partaking in it in a safe way, for whatever reason, these people want to be infected with HIV/AIDS. I mean, and the proof is this Truvada shit. Have you seen the commercial for Truvada? I unfortunately have seen this commercial. It shows some fucking faggot that starts off saying, I use condoms, but I want to do more. What the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean you want to do more? What the hell does that mean? If you use condoms, folks, I'm telling you, look, there's been gays forever, okay? And the reason that you have old gays that don't have HIV/AIDS is because they use fucking condoms, okay? They work, asshole! All right, they work. And listen, I'm going to tell you how you goddamn people get the AIDS. You get the AIDS because You take your penis, you put it in an asshole, and look, it's an asshole, okay? You have to realize what comes out of an asshole. Huh? Mud butt, all right? All right, dirty diarrhea shit, all right? I mean, I'm not joking. So what happens is, when you go in to an asshole and you go in dry, the friction between the penis and the ass causes abrasions, which exposes you to the fecal matter. As a result, you get the AIDS. Okay, that's literally what happens. Or you are the bottom and you're getting pumped in your ass crack, and this guy pooges in your ass. Like, you know, he ejaculates in your asshole, all right? He pooges in your ass, and, you know, he's got a pos load, and there you go, you got the HIV/AIDS. Now, I know that's very explicit, and people are like, good God, Ghost, I don't want to hear that shit. Good God, shut up! You have to know it. You have to hear it, so that when these people try to tell you, you don't know what I'm doing, you don't know my lifestyle, you don't know nothing. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And moreover, folks, you have to realize as well that, and look, I did a show on medical healthcare. What was it? A couple of months ago. And I tried to figure out, because, you know, there's many different statistics for AIDS deaths. You know, I could not find an official statistic. They're trying to keep that private now. Because the whole point I was trying to make was that the diseases that we're all dying from are completely preventable. All of them. Heart disease, diabetes, respiratory disorders, kidney. We can all prevent that if we understood what was proper nourishment for our bodies. What we understood, what was the amount of vitamins and the amino acids and, you know, the trace minerals and all these things that we need for our body to heal ourselves, that we could prevent all these. We don't need health care. We need preventative care. We need to prevent people from getting to this point. And the number one killer, and look, I could not find an AIDS HIV death rate, but I found one off of an AIDS advocacy site that claims that there's 1 million deaths a year because of HIV/AIDS. And if that's an accurate statistic, if 1 million people a year die of the AIDS, folks, it is the leading cause of death in America. Because I couldn't find anything else in the medical journals. They keep trying to claim that it's heart disease. Heart disease is the number one killer of America. Heart disease. And heart disease, I think it kills like about, a couple of 100,000 people a year. Folks, if the AIDS statistic is proven, or it's proved that this stat that I found on some AIDS advocacy website, that 1 million people die of AIDS, HIV, then, folks, it's the leading cause of death in America. And it's a preventable disease, even if you want to partake in some kinky fucking freak show, gay, homosexual sex. So long as you're clean about it and you use protection. But gays don't want to do that. I'm telling you, they don't. They don't. They've got apps now, like Grindr and Jax, Jaxx. These applications that you can download to your phone, folks, you can find somebody to have homosexual gay sex with within 15 minutes. I'm not even kidding around. They show you how many horny, with their ass in the air, taking pos loads, glory hole servers that are in your vicinity within like a 2 to 3 mile radius. And it's a hookup app, and that's what it's intended to do. You know what? Let me download the fucking app. All right, how about that? Let me download this fucking app just to show you. All right, hold on. It's going to take me a second. This is fucking... But I have to show you, because you people don't understand. This homosexual LGBTQ movement is dangerous. It's dangerous, and you need to educate yourself on what's happening out here, so if you ever get into a debate with these people, that you know how to put them in their place. Because their biggest comeback, their biggest defense mechanism is
Well, you don't know what it's like to be gay. You don't know me. You don't know the homosexual lifestyle.
Folks, that's why I'm discussing it with you now, so that you not only know it, but you can debate them and prove that these goddamn homosexuals, the LGBTQ, are a death cult. They're a death cult, man. They're a death cult. They don't even... I mean, it's hard to explain. Hold on, I'm downloading the goddamn app right now, for Christ's sake. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Because I want to read to you. I want to show you. I mean, you could have been able to go to Craigslist. Unfortunately, Craigslist took down their personal ads. Thank God. But if you went into Craigslist, especially around the male for male section, it was a disgusting AIDS-infected freak show. I mean, you would have people, hey, I'm bent over taking loads right now, anonymously, come to my room. Hey, sucking cocks. All right, all you have to do is just let me know, come by. Literally in abundance, okay? And this is homosexuality. This is gays. This is the LGBTQ. What, I have to fucking put a goddamn profile for this shit? Good God! Hold on, I'm downloading Grindr right now, and I'm putting in a profile because I want to read some of these goddamn profiles in here. I want to show you, I'm willing to bet right now before I even get on this son of a bitch that you're going to have people on Grindr that are that they're going to admit they're HIV AIDS positive, or they're POZ, P-O-Z, or the plus symbol also signifies positive, folks, all right? And that they're looking for loads. I'm not kidding. I am not fucking kidding. Hold on, I'm about to fucking get on here. I got to make a fucking blank profile, for Christ's sake. All right, we're finally on. All right, come on, hurry up and load this stupid shit. I want to read to you what's on Grindr right now, the Grindr app, for Christ's sake, all right? Oh, my God, what a bunch of disgusting fucking fat fucking gentlemen on here. Ah, God. Who the hell is this? Likes to suck. Some dude with a double chin. Look at this shit. Likes to suck. Huh? What's in his fucking profile? Likes to suck. Some fat... How old are you? Do you have an age? He doesn't even have an age, for Christ's sake. Here's his profile. He's 5'8", 195. He's a Latino. He's a bottom. He's discreet. He's single, and he's supposedly HIV negative. What does he have to say? Hey, guys, I need somebody to come and spank my ass and fuck me, or I can suck and eat that load. All right, that's... I'm not joking around. This guy's like... Jesus Christ, this guy's like a mile away. This guy's like a mile away. This is on the fucking Grindr app right now. Look at this. Down to fuck right now. Look at this. This is what it says right here. This guy looks like... He looks like a pause hole. Are you HIV positive? Yep, he's HIV positive. Look at this guy. Down for you, it says. I'm down for you, down to fuck. He's 5'10", 180. He's a versatile top. He's HIV positive. Isn't that great? At least he admits he's HIV positive, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, my God. Look at bareback fun. Bareback fun, for Christ's sake. You know what bareback fun means? That means no condom, folks. And this is a 19-year-old. A 19-year-old. Oh, man. For Christ's sake. I'm continuing going. What else do we have here? We got a bunch of people. Look at these fucking disgusting dudes, man. Oh, my God. Look at this ass hunter. Ass hunter. What does ass hunter got to say? He's a 48-year-old dude looking to play with twinks or bottoms. Oh, that's great. Huh? 48-year-old looking to play with twinks or bottoms. Here's another one. Fuck my mouth. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Look at this. This guy's a 33-year-old Latino. Oh, God. For Christ's sake, man. Looking for barebacks. Look at this guy. Who is this? Looking for barebacks. He just says he's a man. He's got a blank profile. I'm going to continue going, folks. I mean, I want to tell you that this is what the LGBTQ is all about. This is it right here. This is what defines their life. This is what defines who they are as a human being. That they're some kind of a cum dumpster. That's literally what defines them as a human being. Oh my God, this guy looks like an HIV positive poshole. Look at this guy. His name is, I'm not going to say his name, Logan. Jesus. He's 45 years old. I'm a non-monogamous and looking for friends with benefits. I enjoy a variety of types, including dominant daddies. Jesus God. This is the LGBTQ movement, for Christ's sake. This is what went out and gave the Democrats the fucking House of Representatives, you fucking idiots. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What else do we have here? Oh, look at this guy. I'm straightish, but looking. I'm straightish, but looking. What is this? Straight guy here who likes to fuck around every now and then with guys on the down low. Discreet, looking for twinks. Oh, geez. How come all these guys are looking for twinks, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. Jesus. And I want to be honest with you. There's a lot of guys on here looking for methamphetamine. And how they signify that is saying, they either say, I'm looking for ice cream or looking for tea. For tea. A lot of fucking methamphetamine heads out here in the gay community, folks. And all you got to do is download your Grindr app and take a look for yourself. And be surprised. Look, this guy's my neighbor. This guy's my fucking... Oh, shit. This guy's like... He lives down the street. He's there fucking bare-chested. He got a picture of himself bare-chested. God. Oh, God. Oh. It's my fucking neighbor, man. He's a married man. He's a married man out here. He's looking for... Jesus Christ, man. Oh, my God. Fucking shit. This is America, for Christ's sake, man. Don't you understand me? This is fucking America. This is it. This is fucking it, man. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh, it's my fucking neighbor, man. He lives down the fucking street. He's supposed to be fucking married. He's supposed to be fucking married, man. Oh, God, man. I fucking regret just downloading this shit, man. Wait a minute. There's some woman on here. What is this woman doing on here? Hold on. I thought this was for gays or so. Oh, I'm a non-binary bottom looking for big cocks. Oh, jeez. Fuck it. All right, I've had enough. That's enough. Let me fucking take this off my goddamn phone, for Christ's sake. For Jesus Christ. Oh, look, but I had to do it. I had to download it just to show you people. Just to show you that this is what the LGBTQ is. This is our new demographic in the electorate in America. Don't you understand that? Wake the fuck up! Wake up! Wake the fuck up! Do we really need to spend taxpayer money on these people's pothole medications? Do we really need to spend money on these people's Truvada? They don't even care about themselves, folks. I just downloaded Grindr to prove to you people that these people have a death wish. These people have a death wish, for Christ's sake, man. They have a fucking death wish. And this is the new electorate for a goddamn country. God fucking damn it. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, man. Fuck! This is the new electorate, man. This is what fucking elected all these fucking weirdos in the House of Representatives, man. Nothing but a bunch of potholes. A bunch of puzzles, for Christ's sake. Oh, God, man. Oh, shit. Oh, Christ, man. I just saw my neighbor on Grindr. I mean, good God. What happened to this fucking country, for Christ's sake, man? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Oh. God. Oh, God, no, man. This is America, man. Do you understand me? Is anybody out there listening to me? Is anybody out there fucking listening? This is the fruit bowl shitbag America. This is the fruit bowl shitbag America. Fuck. Oh, damn it. Oh, God. God. Fuck. Fucking pothole America. Fucking shit! Fucking Pawshole America is what we're living in, for Christ's sake! Pawshole America! I told you all this was coming 10 fucking years ago, but did anybody listen? No! No! You fucking didn't listen! Look around us now! Look around us now! A bunch of pawsholes everywhere you look, for Christ's sake. For God's sake. Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, damn it all to hell. God damn it. Damn it all to hell. Oh, God. Oh, damn it all to hell, man. I just saw my fucking neighbor on Grindr. Oh, God damn it. This is what's fucking electing these weirdos in the goddamn fucking Congress, man. Don't you understand that? Oh, shit, man. I'm sorry I'm going off keister here. I'm sorry I'm going off keister, but God damn it. God damn it, these fucking LGBT potholes, these fucking dykes, these feminists, and these weak men, these weak fucking men, these weak fucking... fucking weak, fucking weak! Shit! Christ! Christ! Shit! Oh, God, I'm so sick! I'm sick! I'm sick of this shit! Oh! Oh, God damn. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Oh. Oh, I gotta calm my fucking ass down, but I can't do it! Our country's being flushed down the proverbial toilet! Jesus Christ, man! Look at all the goddamn products of single mothers, the feminists, the faggots, the dykes, the gender benders, the weak men! Fuck! Oh, I gotta have a fucking drink of water! Oh, Jesus Christ, what a time to stop fucking drinking, man. It's... Oh, fucking hell, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, I need another fucking drink of water, for Christ's sake, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, my heart's beating like a fucking rabbit, for Christ's sake, man. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, man. Oh, man, I need a tissue, for Christ's sake. I can't take this shit, man. I need a fucking tissue, man. Oh, oh my God. Oh, shit, man. Oh, my God. Fucking hell, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, I'm sorry for going fucking off keister, folks. I'm sorry, but God damn it, look at the fucking country, man. Look at the fucking country. Shit, man. Fuck. All right, let me calm my ass down, man. We're now fucking 6 minutes into the second hour, or the third hour. We're at the third hour. Good God, we're at the third fucking hour. And the final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, for Christ's sake. And I want to thank you all, man, for tuning in with me, for Christ's sake, in this dire straits that America is in. This dire straits that America is in, for Christ's sake. I want to thank you for tuning in with me. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, my God. Let me calm my ass down. Let me take a couple of deep breaths here. All right. Let me calm my ass down. All right, folks, let me calm my ass down here. I'm your host, the man they call Ghost here, okay? And if you're listening to my fucking voice, you're listening to the political underground. Do you understand me? You're listening to the political underground. And I want you to spread the link of this show across the internet and throughout the world. And let everybody you know. Let them all know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live, at least for the meantime, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas, United States time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I want you to spread this link all over the fucking internet, for Christ's sake! Add this to your bookmarks. Add this to your favorites. Type this in your browser right now. Ghost.report. All right, boys? Ghost.report is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And you can hear this broadcast live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And by the way, Ghost.report not only has some badass articles exposing the hypocrisy, exposing the contradictions, exposing the criminality of many of the so-called politicians that are out here represented on the left, but it also has the archive of every show that yours truly has conducted here on Ghost.report. All right? So make sure to check that out and spread it across the internet and throughout the world. Good God, for Christ's sake, man. Give me some more freaking high-quality H2O up in this son of a bitch. All right, let me calm my ass down, and let's talk about something else, okay? Now that we have seen the new demographic electorate show its ugly head in this Democratic takeover of the House of Representatives, let's talk about what Trump is doing right now. You know what Trump is doing right now? He's trying to save his ass right now because the American people didn't come out and vote Republican, for Christ's sake. He's saving his ass, and I feel sorry for the president, man. I feel sorry for him. This is a man that gave up everything so he could run for president and give the authority of this government back to the people. I mean, folks, don't you understand that Donald Trump didn't have to do what he's doing right now? He would have had a great life playing golf every day, doing business deals, and being respected in America. Because remember, folks, everybody liked Donald Trump before he ran for president. Everybody respected Donald Trump before he ran for president. And he could still be in that situation, still be in that position, and everything would be just fine for him. He wouldn't have to be going through the type of stress that he's going through now because he's president. He wouldn't have had to have jeopardized his businesses, his potential family, his life. But he did it for us, and it's a shame that there wasn't enough of us to go out and show for him. It's a shame. It's a damn shame that there wasn't enough of us that showed for him, especially when it came to these House of Representatives seats. Now, the first sign of the president trying to save himself, because you know, and like I've said at the beginning of this broadcast, this democratically dominated House of Representatives is going to pass nothing. It's going to do nothing but use its power in subcommittee and committee to try to investigate anything about Donald Trump. Anything. Anything. And the first rule of business was for him to do was to fire Jeff Sessions. All right? You're goddamn right. He told Jeff Sessions to resign as the Attorney General of the Department of Justice. And right now, the acting Attorney General is a man by the name of Matthew Whitaker. And because he is now the Attorney General, he supersedes Rod Rosenstein, who's the Deputy Attorney General, in overseeing the Robert Mueller Russia-Trump investigation. So, obviously, what's going to happen here is the Russia-Trump investigation relating to Robert Mueller is going to come to an end, because all Matthew Whitaker has to do is just close the fucking case as him being the acting Attorney General. And he just has to tell Robert Mueller, give me your findings, give me what you have, etc. Now, Matthew Whitaker, the guy who is now the acting Attorney General, is a Trump loyalist, meaning that he has said in the past that he's open to allowing a special counsel to investigate the Clinton email scandal. I mean, do you understand? Do you understand the games that we're going to have to play now? Do you understand the kind of games that Donald Trump is having to set himself up for? And that's why he said in the press conference today, which was a very testy press conference, he was saying, look, I'm willing to negotiate with the other side. I'm willing to negotiate to get things done for the country. But if they're going to come in with investigations, if they're going to come in and try to resist, the president said he's going to do the same damn thing. And by God, they don't want to reopen that email investigation case related to Hillary Clinton, because it's going to implicate a lot of these Democrats at the highest leadership level. You know it, and I know it. So Donald Trump is trying to literally have an insurance policy here so that if these people in the Democrats try to use House committees and subcommittees in an attempt to try to investigate Trump in meaningless investigations, then Trump's going to do the same damn thing. And that's why you've got Chuck kick the American people in the balls Schumer, a little unhappy about what happened with Jeff Sessions' resignation, and this acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker, because Matt Whitaker is a Trump loyalist. And that's what's going to happen, folks. I mean, right now, with Matt Whitaker as the Attorney General, you've got Trump literally holding over the heads of the Democrats saying, hey, we can do this all day. You want 2 years of investigations? Because I'll nominate my own special counsel now to investigate Hillary Clinton and all the obstruction from the Democrat side in relation to Hillary Clinton's emails. So I'm telling you, Donald Trump is making moves right now to try to save himself from complete and total nothingness, because we're not going to get nothing done. He has to threaten the Democrats with this type of investigation so that the Democrats can pass something. And that's why you even had Nancy Pelosi suggest in her statement today, not the one yesterday where she was like, give it up for pre-existing conditions. Yay! Today she said that she's not looking to impeach the president, nor should the Democrats be looking to impeach the president. And let's be honest, if they impeach the president, look at how fast 2016 went by, and now we're about to go into 2019. Like that. And to pursue impeachment charges at this point would be a meaningless cause, because the impeachment process, and it can be a long, drawn-out process, it's going to take probably the entire 2 years to even fulfill it. And they'd be giving Donald Trump fodder in his 2020 presidential campaign, proving him right that the Democrats aren't about helping the American people. They're just about obstruction. They're about resistance, and that's it. So I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I hope that the Democrats and the Republicans can work something out so that this success that we've had in America today can continue to be somewhat successful. I mean, I hope so, but I doubt it, folks. I doubt it. I think that we're going to see nothing but gridlock. I think we're going to see nothing but pure political theater for the next 2 years. And it's not going to be impeachment, folks. It's just going to be investigation after investigation. And like I said in previous shows, the reason that the Democrats want to do this is to make Donald Trump unelectable for 2020. That's why they're going to use these investigations to expose anything embarrassing, anything compromising to President Trump, to make him unelectable for 2020. I mean, that's the goal. That's what all this is about. That's why they're threatening to utilize their committee and subcommittee powers in the House to investigate. They're going to try to embarrass Trump. And if they don't embarrass him, they're going to try to put Donnie Jr. in jail. They're going to try to do whatever. This is what politics is. It's a sucky, sick business. Jesus Christ. And what makes it disheartening, folks, is that this isn't your quintessential conservative against blue dog Democrats who, even though we might disagree on the methodology of making America a better country, we still both want to make America a better country. The Democrats don't want to make America a better country. They want to destroy this country. The president couldn't say it any more blatant than he did in his rallies. I mean, I've told you countless times, man, that the Democrats want open borders. And the reason they want open borders is because they want the same blueprint to take down America that is currently playing out in the European Union. I mean, when do the Democrats come out and they make these big valiant speeches on the television? When do they come out for the television cameras and the protest? When it comes down to an illegal immigrant or a criminal. That's the only time Democrats come out, for illegal immigrants and criminals. And speaking of criminals, did you hear that it is now legal in Florida for people that have been put in prison, that have committed felonies, to vote in the next 2020 election? Did you know that? The people of Florida made that into law yesterday. Yeah. Fucking people that are degenerate, felonious fucking criminals can now vote in the Florida elections. And you've already got de Blasio in New York and other liberal states and cities trying to enact the same thing. Now, why do you think that the Democrats want criminals voting? I told you all, man. I told you that the Democrats don't care about anybody except for illegal immigrants, except for criminals, and people who sexualize children. That's the only people that Democrats care about. All right? That's the only thing that's the only thing they care about. Are they caring about the American poor? No. Are they caring about all the black people that are dying every fucking day in Chicago? Which, remember, folks, Chicago, it's one of the most gun-controlled cities in America. It's one of the most gun-controlled cities in America, and yet black men and black people, minorities, are getting shot every fucking day. Every day. And you know, what happened? I mean, didn't we have a black so-called president, the last administration, that was from Chicago? As a matter of fact, the former mayor, or the mayor currently right now to Chicago, is none other than Rahm Emanuel, the former chief of staff of Barack Obama's first presidential term. How come these liberals, who are supposed to be for the poor, that are supposed to be for minorities, how come they haven't done shit for Chicago? How come they haven't done shit for the poor in this country except give them nothing but beans in welfare, as opposed to showing them how to earn their living? Instead of giving them opportunities, they're giving out handouts. I'm telling you, folks, Democrats don't want this country to get better. It's in their vested interest that it doesn't get better. Because if it doesn't get better, more bureaucracies have to be created. Do you understand me? I mean, they start off by herding you around like a bunch of cows right when they put you in the government-funded public education system. Right? And then from the government, the government-sponsored public education system, from there, you go from system to system like a bunch of sheep. Let's say you get into a fight at school and you kick somebody's ass. You go in the juvenile hall system. Let's say you go to court, the court system, and they sentence you to probation. You got to go through the probation system. Let's say you get your girlfriend pregnant in high school. Well, now you're in the child support system. And let's say you can't support that child. Well, then you go into the welfare system. And let's say your child is a little sick because the broad you knocked up didn't properly nourish herself while she was pregnant. Well, now you're in the disability system. I mean, do you understand? Every time I have said the word system, it's another bureaucracy. And who works at these bureaucracies? Who works at all these systems? These leftist, socialist, communist bureaucrats. Do you understand? That's why these Democrats want problems in the city. That's why they want people dependent on government, so they can continue to expand bureaucracy until it's a bureaucratic Frankenstein like China's government. And as a result, who has the wealth? The government. Who has the generous paid careers? The paper pushers in the government. Who gets the great retirements? Like after you're retired, you get like $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $4,000. Who gets these badass retirements? The government, the bureaucrats. This is why these Democrats, the socialists and communists, want you to be in your lowest in life. Your poorest, your sickest, your hungriest, your maddest, your evilest. You know, there's a system for everything that you do. Huh? You're going to get mad? You're going to punch somebody in the face? Well, we're going to put you in the damn jail system. Huh? Oh, yeah, you're going to commit murder? Well, you're going to go into the prison system. And if you get out, you get into the parole system. I mean, it's all you are to these Democrats, all you are to the socialists and communists are a bunch of cattle that they're herding from system to system. And they're using your life, your energy, your insignificance, your inability to take care of yourself so that they can literally ride that to the bureaucratic bank. That's what this is all about, folks. And it's sad. It's sad that our population in America is turning in a direction where these things don't matter. What matters is if they can be a poshole, or they can be a transgendered, or they can be a muff diving dyke, or they can be a hipster faggot, or they can be a virtue signaling nobody. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do nowadays, isn't it? Huh? Virtue signal? I mean, let me tell you what virtue signaling is and why people do it, okay? Now, even if you're a nobody, even if you're uneducated, even if you're worth nothing, I could literally go right now and feed homeless people, okay? I can feed homeless people, and I can come back to each and every one of you that are listening and say, hey, I fed the homeless this past weekend. What did you do? You didn't do nothing. You don't care about homeless people. You don't care about anything. You just care about yourselves. Look at me. I helped the homeless. What are you doing? Where were you? You understand? I mean, this is virtue signaling. It's the ability to do something and to let everybody know that you did it so that it puts you on a higher moral pedestal than everybody else. At least in your mind it does. And it does to everybody's mind. That's why everybody's doing it. Everybody's virtue signaling so that they can feel that there's somebody of moral superiority. Look at me. I'm taking care of a black kid. Look at this. I'm reading to a black kid. Am I freaking out? No. I'm reading to a black kid, and I'm a white liberal. Look at me. I'm a fucking white male, and I'm reading to a black boy. Am I like, get that tar baby off of me? No. Look at me. I'm more virtuous than you are. That's what virtue signaling is, folks. That's the way it is. Jesus Christ. Give me some more H2O. I wish this was beer, but believe me, I'm trying to stop drinking because you need your sobriety, especially in a fucking time like this. You can't ignore the reality, and the reality sucks, man. The reality fucking sucks. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, look, I know that I've gone through a lot of material, a lot of things today, but I hope that you gathered something from today, man. That our demographic as a country is going down the wayside. And I attribute this, and I hate to say it, folks, to single mothers. Single mothers is what brings the rest of the people that I mentioned in that gab. The products of single mothers, they are the ones that produce the feminist. Single mothers are the ones that produce the faggots. Single mothers are the ones that produce the dykes, the gender benders, the weak men. Haven't you ever heard these men out here, these over-feminized fruit bowls and these weak men? You can hear the vernacular of their mother in their voice. You can literally hear their mother in their voice, for Christ's sake. And that's why I'm saying, folks, as a society, we need to get some moral principle back to America. And what do I mean by moral principle? I'm talking about we shouldn't be accepting single mothers and championing them and, treating them with kid gloves and thinking that they're fucking heroes because, oh, look at me. I let somebody that looked good in a leather jacket and slick back hair penetrate my body, and 9 months later, I shitted out a kid. Look at me. I deserve props because somebody knocked me up and I shitted out a couple of kids and I'm a single mother, so hear me roar. I don't need any man. I'm serious. I mean, this is what single mothers think. This is what they believe, man. And we need to shun these single mothers. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you. There's exceptions to the rule, okay? I mean, obviously, if you're a single mother because your significant other died, or they died at war, or something of that nature, well, obviously, I'm not meaning you. I'm talking about these women out here who decided that, oh my God, look at this guy. Look at how he looks in a leather jacket. Oh man, he looks so hot. I'm going to let him penetrate my body tonight. Ha 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 ha. And then 9 months later, they shit out a kid. And you know why they're shitting out kids nowadays, folks? It used to be to get money from the welfare system. It used to be, capitalizing off of kids. Now, you've got women having kids as virtue signaling fashion accessories. That's why you're seeing, and let's be honest, okay? I said this on the previous show. The reason that you're seeing a lot of prevalence of, and I hate to say this, I'm not being racist, man, because I have nothing against anybody, but you have to tell the truth. You know, I mean, and this, while we still have freedom of speech, I'm going to keep using it, all right? But that's why you're having a lot of these mixed breeds being born to single parents. Have you seen these white women with like half black kids, you know, that look like Steph Curry and shit? You've seen this, right? Now, white women with half black kids is a virtue signal. It's a political statement now. You know that? And folks, by them doing that, whether it's because they want to show off that they're virtuous or whatever, they are indirectly changing the demographic of America. And I'm not talking about changing the demographic for black, changing the demographic for white, Mexican. Folks, when you have races like Steph Curry and Cory Booker and Barack Obama and Kamala Harris, I mean, don't you realize that there's a certain constant with these people? That even though they claim they're black, they're really not black. And as a matter of fact, just take a look at Barack Obama when he was president. The blacks thought he was going to come and save their day. He gave them peanuts. I mean, he put blacks backwards at least 50 years economically. I mean, take a look at blacks today, man. I mean, I'm telling you, take a look at, all you got to do is this. All you got to do is look up World Star Hip Hop Fights. All right? I mean, YouTube search tonight. When you got yourself some spare time and you want to see some fucking regular all-American black violence that was induced because of Barack Obama. And why do I say it was induced because of Barack Obama? Because, folks, you'll notice that most of these people that are fighting in World Star hip-hop fights, you're going to notice that they're in apartments that are probably Section 8. They're either project homes. They're subsidized housing. I mean, nobody has a job. This is happening all during the day when people are working. And this is what black people did. This is what the social engineering of welfare by Obama did to black folk. Now, how could he be the first black president and care about black people when he put black folks in such a subjugated position? I mean, only in the Trump administration did black folks go out and get jobs. Lowest unemployment for blacks in American history. Highest black home ownership happening during the Trump administration. All these things. And yet they still remember this sellout mulatto Obama. I mean, you black people need to look and have some soul searching and realize who's down with you and who isn't. And it sure as hell ain't these mulatto motherfuckers. I mean, take a look at Cory Booker. Cory Booker, whenever it's politically convenient and socially convenient for him to do so, he likes to call himself a black man. Oh, yeah, I'm a black man. Yeah, look at me. I'm a black man, even though I look like some fucking throwaway Vin Diesel-looking motherfucker. But I'm a black man. I'm a black man. Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker. But when you take a look at Cory Booker, you start realizing that there's something wrong with this picture, because guess what? You know what his religion is, folks? You know what Cory Booker's religion? He's Jewish. Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. I mean, come on. He's Jewish. I mean, come on, man. This fucking guy doesn't care about black folks. He's a self-serving asshole just like Obama. Take a look at Kamala Harris. Now all of a sudden Kamala Harris is a mixed breed. Even though she tried to sell herself a lot of the time when she was trying to up and come herself, literally up and come herself, because lest we forget, there was an alleged affair between her and the former mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, my brother Willie Brown, and that's why she was able to get her career, according to reports, okay, that, according to rumors that that she was out here, she banged Willie Brown, the former mayor of San Francisco, to get her district attorney position, which eventually became the Attorney General of California. And then after she became Attorney General of California, she became a Senator of California. And folks, she hasn't done anything for anybody, all right? If anything, you know what she's done? She's actually, and look, I'm going to write about this in the Ghost Report. I got a lot of things to write about on Ghost Report, believe me. But you can look this up for yourself. She shielded the Catholic Church, the Archdiocese of San Francisco, from any kind of transparency. She literally locked away all the allegations of child molestation away from everybody, and nobody got charged. She was the not only district attorney of San Francisco, but she was also the attorney general at some point of California. And as a result, she helped shield the Archdiocese of San Francisco from any kind of liability from their child molestation that Catholic Church likes to do all the time. And yet she's trying to come out here and pretend, all right, pretend that she's, what, half black, that she's down with the brothers or something? I mean, you black folks need to wake up, man, all right? And I'm not even joking. It's the same with you white folks. You white folks need to realize that, hey, just because somebody says they're black, they're not necessarily black. I don't think that any of these mulattoes, and I hate to say it, I don't think any mulattoes should be considered black. And you black folks, that's how you treat light-skinned blacks in your community until they run for office. And then when they run for office, you're like, man, that's my nigga right there, baby. That's my brother. That's my man right there. That's my man. Barack Obama, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. But if it was a regular light-skinned brother on the street, you'd be clowning him. And that's another thing amongst world star hip-hop, you know? Another thing amongst world star hip-hop videos is that they like to make fun of black skins and light skins and dark skins. The light skins make fun of the dark skins make fun of the light skins, and dark skin and light skin blacks don't really like each other. That's why you have these mulattoes, these half-black kids. They have a chip on their shoulder. That's why they're so psychopath. That's why they have no feelings. That's why they're so easily, such pathetic liars and backstabbers. And the proof is in Obama. The proof is in Cory Booker. All right? I mean, that's the bottom line. As a matter of fact, you know what? It's like I'm talking till I'm blue in the face, man. I don't even know why I keep doing this broadcast. I mean, it's not like anyone is going to stand up and highlight this on a mass scale. I mean, no one wants to talk about the truth. No one wants to talk about reality. And that's where it goes back to what I talked about earlier, okay? What I talked about earlier is that we've got a lot of perspectives, all right? We've got a lot of perspectives of people out here, people that have their own perspective, instead of looking at things in reality. And it's these people that look at things from their warped perspective is why we are in the current position that we're in this country. And I'm trying to tell each and every one of you out there that unless those of us are going to try to assert some kind of moral principles back into society, we can forget it, okay? We can forget it. We can forget America. We can forget everything, okay? I mean, that's all there is to it. All right? I mean, our demographics, just based on this House race, the new demographics of American, the electorate, and this is the first wave. What we saw yesterday is the first wave. Our new demographic in America is product of single mothers, feminists, faggots, dykes, gender benders, and weak men. And the only way we can change that is if we, as conservatives, don't accept this shit anymore. We don't need to accept this anymore. And how do we not accept it? Well, first of all, folks, socially, we need to eject these people from our lives, okay? First and foremost. Because I've said this time and time again, folks, if these people are down with the left, if they are an LGBTQ, if they're a feminist, they don't care about anybody but their little group. And if you're not a part of their little group, then they hate you. They want you dead. They have somehow put you in the same category as a cockroach. And that's why they have no shame in tearing you down, tearing down your institutions, ruining your institution of marriage, desecrating any kind of dogma that you may follow. I mean, that's what they specialize in. They specialize in this. And I think those of us on the right, the first thing that we need to do is we need to go right at the LGBTQ movement. And how do we do that? Well, we can't confront them in any capacity because, if we were to somehow confront them, in some kind of a, like Antifa-like capacity, then we, because of hate crime bills that were passed on a federal level, we could be construed as committing a hate crime. So, in my personal opinion, folks, okay, I think that what we need to do is we need to advocate the end of taxpayer money going towards gay, lesbian, transgender, LGBTQ shit. And what do I mean by that? We got to stop funding their medications for AIDS. We need to stop funding their Truvada. And the reason I'm saying this is because, look, if gays are not going to take care of themselves, and they don't, I just admit, look, I'll get on the Grindr app one more time. Here, I just downloaded the Grindr app on this show to show you what type of sick fucking people that are truly the gay community, okay? Here, let me show you. This is Grindr. This is an application that you can download if you happen to be a poshole. You can download this and find somebody in a radius around you within 2 miles so that you can have gay sexual relations with. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Looking for loads. Look at this shit here. Look, I'm not kidding. Looking for loads. 24-year-old dude, bent over, ass in the air, asked for address. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is the LGBTQ. I mean, why are we wasting money on this? Why are we paying for Truvada? As a matter of fact, folks, in the profiles of these people, it says whether or not they're on the PrEP or Truvada. It actually says that in their fucking profile, for Christ's sake. Like, look at this guy right here. He's 5'5", 125, twink, all right? HIV negative, but on PrEP. It says that right here in his profile, meaning that you can bang this fucking twink. You can bang him bareback with no condom because he's taking Truvada. Now, I mean, that's putting your life in your own hands just because you want to take a fucking cock in the ass. You know that? I mean, that's putting your fucking life in your hands because you want to take a load in your hole. Here's another one. Slut sub kinky. Look at this guy. 26 years old. Kinky party animals to the front. Come pound my fucking brains out. That's great. Look at this. Oh, but he admits he's HIV positive. Oh, 26 years old. He's HIV positive, folks. Jesus Christ. 26 years old, already HIV positive. This is what I'm talking about, folks. Here, we got a kinky Latino here. Jesus Christ, he looks like shit. A kinky Latino. He's 25 years old. He's visiting. He's 420 friendly. He likes masculine men. He's very clean. He says he's got a very clean ass. HIV, STD free. He can host right now. He doesn't want any games or drama. He's on PrEP. So that means he's taking Truvada. I'm going to continue going, folks. I want you all... Here's Discreet and Horny. Discreet and Horny. Looking to get into fun discreetly with other straight men. Other straight men, okay? I'm reading to you what's on the gay application for the phone called Grindr, okay? Now, luckily, my neighbor isn't on here like he was earlier when I was looking through this thing. But, I could just continue going. Here's more bareback fun. Bareback fun. Here it is. Another one. What are you doing? Obviously, you want barebacking. 19 years old. HIV positive. Look at this. 19 years old. Bareback fun. He's 5'9", 130. That sure as hell sounds a little poshole. Latino. He's a bottom. HIV positive. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is it going to take, man? What is it going to take for you people to understand that we shouldn't be holding any of these people in the LGBTQ movement? We shouldn't be holding them with kid gloves at all, because they don't even care about themselves, man. They don't even care about themselves. Why should we care about them? Why should the taxpayer pay for money so that they can get free Truvada? And look this shit up, man. Look it up, because you have to be knowledgeable, so just in case these gays try to claim that you don't know what it's like to be gay, you don't know my lifestyle. Yes, we do. And I don't want to pay for it. And listen, we live in a society, we're free. Why don't you pay for it? Why don't you pay for your fucking Truvada? Why don't you pay for your fucking HIV AIDS pills, for Christ's sake? Folks, you know how much it costs to give HIV AIDS medication to people that are HIV AIDS infected in Africa? It's like 40 cents a day. 40 cents a day of pills keeps you alive if you got the HIV AIDS. Now, why do I have to pay for this? Why? I'm serious. Why do taxpayers have to pay for this? And this is what we need to go after. We need to go after this group specifically. All right? Because you'll be surprised how many goddamn gays there are out here. I'm looking on Grindr right now. Like I said earlier tonight when I first downloaded this app while on the air, I saw my fucking neighbor on here, for Christ's sake. And look, you don't have to hate these gays. I'm not telling you to go out and hate them or gay bash or anything. I'm not advocating that at all. Let's take them on politically, and let's take away their fucking medication, okay? Because I don't want to pay for it. Do you? Huh? Like I said earlier, why do you think Nancy Pelosi said in last night's victory speech, let's give it up for pre-existing conditions? Yay! Let's give it up for pre-existing conditions. I told you guys on fucking Monday that pre-existing conditions to the Democrats means HIV AIDS. It does not mean that if you've got cancer that you're not going to be treated. And that's what they mesmerized and bamboozled people into believing. Our current healthcare system, like I said earlier in the broadcast, folks, our current healthcare system wants you. All right? They want you to be infected with cancer. They want you to be sick. What isn't really financially viable for doctors is people with HIV AIDS. That's it. That's really where there's no, okay, great, you got HIV AIDS, great. There's no money in that. There's money if you got diabetes. If you got diabetes, folks, I've done the estimates. Instead of curing you of diabetes, you can be cured of diabetes, man. You just have to stop eating sugar and carbohydrates and increase your vegetable intake, moderate protein, and high fat, so that your pancreas is no longer insulin resistant because it doesn't need to break down carbohydrates and sugar, which diabetics can't. And when you eliminate that, then your system has to resort to using another source for energy, which is fat. Animal fats, natural good fats, nuts, cheeses, avocados, natural fats. And folks, they understood the cure for diabetes since 1950s. They've known about the cure for diabetes. But instead of actually working with the patient, and listen, you could cure yourself of diabetes, I want to be honest with you, within the next 3-4 weeks. By eliminating sugar, by eliminating carbohydrates, and consuming lots of vegetables, moderate amounts of protein, and high fats. And why do I say moderate amounts of protein? Because, folks, I hate to talk health here, but if you eat big fat amounts of steak, and I've done it many times, I like having a big, fat steak. The steak, believe it or not, folks, if it goes over a certain amount, it will turn into sugar. So if you eat too much steak and eat too much protein, it'll automatically convert the excess amount of protein that the body doesn't need and break it down into sugar. And as a result, that's literally what happens when you're a diabetic, or if you're pre-diabetic, which is called hypoglycemic. All right? Hypoglycemic. I'm telling you the truth. You could cure yourself of these ailments, but there's not a vested interest in this medical practice, this healthcare system, for them to cure you. As a matter of fact, there is no law. I'm going to keep repeating this. There is no law for the doctors to cure you if there is a cure available. Do you understand me? There is no law for a doctor to cure you if there is a cure available. These damn the healthcare system is self-regulated. And if I was a doctor, instead of helping, obviously I'm not a doctor, I'm not a soulless idiot. Just take a look at the symbol of the physicianry. It is 2 serpents climbing up the tree of life. So just keep that in mind, okay? But instead of telling you, hey, look, all you got to do is eliminate sugar, you got to eliminate carbohydrates, and let's work on a diet where you're consuming massive amounts of vegetables in like a salad or something to that capacity, moderate amounts of protein, but high fats. Why am I saying high fats, folks? Because you can literally train your body to literally not... Because if you're diabetic or hypoglycemic or pre-diabetic, your body is programmed to use sugar and carbohydrates as a means of fueling itself, as fuel. The problem with that is that when you're hypoglycemic, you have a very big wave effect in your blood sugar levels. And whenever you have high amounts of carbohydrates and sugars, your blood sugar will go really high really fast, and then it will crash down very, very low. And when it crashes down, you have all kinds of different ailments that you think are maybe depression, you may think you're bipolar, you may think that you're suicidal. I'm not kidding around. I think people need to realize you are what you eat. And a lot of mental problems, depression, anxiety, it has a lot to do with the fact that you may be hypoglycemic, pre-diabetic, because you are just supercharging your body with nothing but carbohydrates and sugar, and you're spiking up your blood sugar, and when it spikes up, what happens is your pancreas creates more insulin so that it can break down all this food that you shove down your gullet, specifically sugars and carbohydrates, that it automatically rapidly shoots down your blood sugar. And when your blood sugar is down, folks, you feel like shit. You could potentially have panic attacks. You could have headaches. You could feel dizzy. You could have vertigo. You can have heart palpitations. You can, I could give you the works. I mean, this is literally what it's all about. And I don't mean to get off on this tirade about health, but I'm just trying to tell you, you could cure yourself with this shit. Just put down the fucking sugar and put down the carbohydrates. All right? And what you'll train your body to do, instead of looking for goddamn carbohydrates and sugars as an energy source, it's going to be looking to fats. And believe it or not, fats is a hell of a lot better of a fuel source for your body than carbohydrates and goddamn sugar, okay? Now, a doctor could easily tell you all that information, and you could literally, you could literally cure yourself within like 3 to 4 weeks of hypoglycemia and even diabetes. But instead, what do the doctors do? The doctors say, wait a minute, you've got diabetes here. Here's a pill, and let me keep treating you. You could treat somebody with diabetes for the next 15 to 20 years. And as a doctor, you can make anywhere from $750,000 to $1 million. $750,000 to $1 million in a lifetime of a diabetic patient. I mean, just imagine. I mean, when you're diabetic, you always got to go to the doctor, right? You always got to make a trip to the doctor. And as a result, the doctor's popping you pills. The doctor is finding... And look, when you're diabetic, all kinds of shit is wrong with you. Because your whole system and how it uses food and how it breaks down sugar and carbohydrates are all fucked up. So as a result, there's going to be all kinds of ailments that are not necessarily, related to diabetes, but they are related to the way your body breaks down certain things. And as a result, folks, this is why there's so much complications with diabetes. As a matter of fact, if you're hypoglycemic now, that's pre-diabetes, you need to do something about it, because by the time you're diabetic, you're probably going to have so much shit wrong with you. I mean, it's already affected you. You've already worn out your pancreas. I mean, that means that, you're probably going to be having major difficulties like cataracts. You may have ulcerated feet. Things of that capacity. So that's why I'm just telling you, in this healthcare system, while everybody's hollering, I want more healthcare, I want free healthcare, we've got a healthcare system that is purposely inducing everybody to be sick. And that's why I'm saying, if we're going to go down this direction, we need to understand every fact about everything that's governing us. And we need to have people on our side, the capitalist right-wing side, to run for office so that they can assert our political perspective. Because, folks, look at all the people on the left. Even if they're stupid, even if they're dumb, even if they're ignorant, even if they're posholes, they're crazy enough to run for office. And because they're crazy enough to run for office, they got people stupid enough to vote them into power. And take a look at us on the right. I continue to tell you, the people on the right yesterday that were running for office, take a look at those on the right. There are a bunch of people over the age of 50 years old. Like I said, there was a sparse amount of people that were younger. But for the most part, that's what the Republicans are. Even though on the social media platforms all over the internets, there's a plethora of young conservatives. Where the hell are they? How come they're not running for their municipality? How come they're not running for a House seat? How come they're not running for their state legislature? Because I want to be honest with you, folks, most of the people on the right, especially in the social media platforms, they're too comfortable living with mommy and daddy. They're too comfortable playing video games and being man-children and going and dressing up in cosplay and waxing their carrot to cartoons. It's better to do that than to burden myself with any kind of politics. And this is our problem on the right, folks. We got a lot of blowhards on the right. Take a look at all the right-wing celebs that we have and all these social medias. none of them have ran for shit. And I know people are saying, well, Ghost, why don't you run for something? Maybe I will. But maybe I won't. I'm going to be honest with you. I have been doing this broadcast for 10 years hoping to inspire the leadership that would counteract the demographics that comprised the electorate that allowed the Democrats to take over the House. But unfortunately, this show has done nothing of the sort. It has done nothing. Nobody has done anything. And all I'm simply stating is, now is the time, if you're going to run for anything, now is the time, if you are truly in opposition of what happened last night, now is the time for you to get the ball rolling and try to run for something. And I'm calling on you millennials. I'm calling on you young people. It's time for you to get up out of your funk. And it's time for you to take control of these institutions of government and make sure to assert the capitalist right-wing political spectrum. And as I've always said, if we do nothing, we are nothing. And the proof is in last night, when the House was taken over by a bunch of leftist socialist weirdos. I mean, like I said, we've got a fucking muff-diving Native American congresswoman now. We've got a couple of Muslim women in hijabs that are going to be in the Congress. We've got an openly gay governor in Colorado. I mean, I'm just simply stating this, folks. I mean, we're in some serious trouble demographically. And this doesn't spell good for 2020. All right? 2020 means that either we start persuading enough people on the left and showing them how stupid and ridiculous they are, or we play hardball, like I said. And I think that what we need to do is we need to start advocating that we don't want to pay for potholes and their Truvada and their AIDS medication. We don't want to pay for that anymore. These people do not care about their lives. Look, I've got the Grindr app right here. Hold on one more time before I get the hell off the air. One more time. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. There's this fucking, hold on. This thing's fucking not loading up all of a sudden. Maybe they kicked me off or something. Maybe they overheard me through the phone and are like,
look at this guy. He's saying something about our users, and we can't have that.
All right, I got it. Who is this? All right, who do we have here? Look at this Raw Poppy. Raw Poppy here. I don't even want to fucking click that. He looks like a sick fuck. Look, we got a gay couple here. You see, look at this. We got a gay couple here. What is the gay couple? Boyfriend and I are looking to get fucked. Look at this. Huh? That's monogamy in the LGBTQ community. There's a fucking gay couple looking to get fucked together. Look at this. Look at this. Here's another one. Masculine bi white guy. Huh? What the hell are you on? Hit me up if you're around my age. I block freely, so no BS. What do you mean your age? You don't even have your age on here, you faggot. Jesus Christ. Who else do we have here? What is this? Show me your cock. Here's show me your cock here. What is this? Power bottom Latino wanting cocks. That's Jesus Christ, man. Ah! And we're supposed to pay for these people? They don't even care about themselves, man. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? They don't even care about themselves. Why should the taxpayer be paying for this crap? Why? I don't understand why. I mean, they don't even care about themselves. They are a death cult. They're a death cult, for Christ's sake, man. Look at this. Here's a slave boy. Who is this? Slave boy. All right, 24 years old. So I'm 24, and I want to be a submissive slave boy to an older man who is preferably larger in body type. Jesus Christ, what? I am willing to try anything, but I am a virgin, so I may need a bit of time to stretch my whole... Jesus. All right, that's enough. I'm going to end that shit. Good God. But there it is. That's the LGBTQ movement. That's the new electorate for this country, for Christ's sake. And that is what we need to advocate against. We don't want to supply these people with Truvada and with their AIDS medication if they don't even care about themselves. All right? If they don't even care about themselves, why should we? Why should we care? Why should the American taxpayer pay for this? Why? For Christ's sake! And this is what we need to go after politically. I hope there's people listening out there. Christ! All right, look, folks, I'm getting the hell out of here. I've already been on this son of a bitch 3 hours, all right? We're already 4 minutes into the 4th hour, for Christ's sake, so I'm going to end it right here. Now, once again, before I go, if you want to see the continuity and the sustainability of this broadcast, if you want to continue to see it live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then go to the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is ghost.report, all right? Type that in your browser right now, ghost.report. Spread that link around the internet and throughout the world. And if you want to see the sustainability and the continuity of this broadcast, click the cryptocurrency wishing well, folks, all right? Click the cryptocurrency wishing well, throw something in there, and all your dreams will come true, and not to mention you will also help continue to sustain the continuity of this broadcast. I mean, this is what they've reduced the show to do, man. I mean, they've demonetized me in every capacity. They have banned me from every social media. So it's up to the people. It's up to the people out there to sustain the continuity of this broadcast. But I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, there's not as many people as I would have imagined that are, throwing into the wishing well. And who knows how long this show is going to continue to go on. I'm going to give it another week and see what happens, because, look, I mean, people did throw some stuff into the cryptocurrency wishing well, and I'm continuing for them. All right, and you know who you are. Thank you guys very much, and I'm continuing the broadcast for you guys. But I want to be honest with you. I'm in the hole now, no pun intended, considering we were just looking for fucking grinder apps. I'm in the hole as it relates to this damn broadcast, and I want to be honest with you, man. I mean, it's obvious that all the energy, all the effort, and all the time that I put into this broadcast is for naught. It's for naught, and the proof is in the House of Representatives being taken over by a bunch of faggots, feminists, bull dykes, weak men, and products of single mothers. You know? I mean, it's proof that no one is listening. So I'm going to give it one more week, and we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody will be like, you know what, Ghost, I like you, man. Here, man, don't go anywhere, and we'll stay around. Who knows? But if not, don't be surprised if you hear, goodbye to romance, yay. Goodbye to friends. I'll see you again. But we'll see, folks. We shall see, all right? Anyway, once again, add to your bookmarks, add to your favorites, the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, ghost.report. Ghost.report. And by the way, folks, even if I do or don't continue the broadcast, I'm going to continue to sell some merch on ghost.market. And I'm going to create new merch, okay? I know I've been saying that. I've got a lot on my plate. I'm an independent businessman. I got to do this broadcast. I got a family, a wife, etc. So, my time is spread very thin. So I'm gonna produce some pretty decent merch that is somewhat statement-driven, somewhat political, etc. So if you want to check out some of the merch, type this in your browser, add this to your favorites, all right? Type this in your browser, add this to your favorites, the following, ghost.market, okay? Ghost.market is where the official merch site of this broadcast and of yours truly will always be, all right? Anyway, I will be back this Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Texas U.S. time. I will be live, and I hope that you're here with me this Friday. And I hope that you bring a lot of more people with you, because we need the political message to be spread. We need the ideas to spark synapses in the brains of people throughout the internet, for Christ's sake, man. And if not, well, you know, I'll just go back to my brick mortar businesses, make some fucking money this holiday season, and try to live the best life I can amidst all this faggotry that's happening in this country, okay? Anyway, tune in with me, all right, this Friday, 6:30 p.m., live. That's when I'm live, folks. Central Standard Texas U.S. time. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here. Until next time, folks. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism! Death to socialism, and death to communism! I'm out of here. You better be here this Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm out of here, boy, and fuck this new United States faggotry that we are seeing represented in the House of Representatives. I'm out of here, boy.